Well, hello and good afternoon from deep inside the heart of Gadsden County, Florida. This is the Lake 38 Pro Slalom Competition. My name is Tony Lightfoot. This young chap over here is Matt Reaney, coach to the stars. And look who we got today. It's Corey Gon, Mr. Love, Peace, and Water Skiing. How are y'all doing this morning? Starting with you, Matt.
I'm doing great and super excited for this final.
And what about you?
I'm doing well. I wouldn't have minded being in the final, but since I'm not, I'm happy to make myself of service and hang out with you guys in this booth, be part of this amazing webcast.
All right, then. Excellent stuff. And we've got a whole bunch of skiing to come. The actual event, the women's slalom, will take place in about 20 minutes. As you see, as we go through the camera view, starting off with our exclusive buoy cam and our current conditions. 28 degrees Celsius, which means nothing to our viewers within the United States. It's equivalent to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. No wind to speak of. Had a little bit of a light smattering of rain, but hopefully that will be the full extent of it. We're looking at the inside of the Buoy 7 rec facility where our skiers go to chill out after an arduous ski set, and here we are right here, and we're ready to get this event up and running in about 20 minutes or so. But let's see what happened yesterday through some of the replays of the women's and men's slalom. So let's take a look at that, shall we? Okay, 11.25 meters yesterday from Bree Carter, doing a fine job here and getting far down courts. What do you see here, Matt?
I mean, she had a tougher first round and came out this next round like a lot more aggressive, a lot stronger, and Bree is definitely used to running 38. She got a little hit there, but was able to get outside of ball 5 and, punch her ticket in.
All right, then. We look forward to seeing her ski this afternoon. Second off the dock, as a matter of fact. And we're going to take a look at our skiers from Europe. This is Alicia Bagnoli. Corey, what do you see here?
Well, let's watch her get into the pass a little bit. I didn't get a close look at Alicia yesterday. I think what I noticed on the water yesterday, big to 3. Look how strong she is to keep that pass going. I found yesterday the setup's a little bit different from one end to the other with the gates. I think a lot of skiers were making an adjustment for the starting dock end to the other end. So I think there's going to be some strategy today when it comes to our finals.
Yes, and that fall from Alicia Bagnoli put a great big gash in her leg. Hopefully she's okay. Now we've got Brooke Baldwin taking a big old snap off number 1, Matt.
Yeah, Brookie's strong, and, she's been stuck at 2-ball a little bit this year in some of the qualifiers, but at Drew's and here she got easily outside of 4. So I think, Jamie posted a score. I think we're going to see these girls attack it real hard today.
And Brooke Baldwin will be 4th off the dock as we continue to look our way down the list. This is Manon Costard, and this is 10.75 meters, 39, Corey.
Yeah, so I had a chat with Manon yesterday in between rounds. She said that she was feeling unsettled on the gate, so we were talking a little bit about strategy just to stay more connected with the boat, not lose that line tension, and she made some adjustments in the second round, obviously got way deeper, nearly ran this 39, and I know she's going to just tweak that a little more today, and I bet we're going to see her get through the pass.
Only about 2 buoys shy of the European slalom record. Now here is Whitney McClintock, someone you know so well.
I call her Mama Bear, but yeah, she skied great yesterday. Struggling a little on 135, but got to 4-ball here, and she got a good night's sleep last night. Little zany boy, he slept, so she's excited and ready for this final.
All right then. So, and she will be our penultimate skier off the dock, and last skier whom we will see, absolutely crushed it yesterday. The current U.S. Masters champion, Jamie Bull, and...
I mean, it seems like Jamie's just on fire right now. I was watching her yesterday. Every gate pull out, turn in, approach to 1 was well rehearsed. I mean, you just couldn't be more dialed in. She's going to be very tough to beat this weekend if she keeps up this level of skiing. You saw on these prior clips, a lot of girls right here at this 4-ball fell into a bit of a hole. Jamie just stayed nice and level right there and kept her ski moving. And, I mean, for a 39... this was a beautiful and strong pass. I think she was surprised at how good her 1-ball at 41 was yesterday. If she can keep getting starts like that, it won't be long before she's thinking about 3.
Yes, and that reminds me of that line from a Rudyard Kipling poem, if you can keep your head while all about you are losing theirs. And I tell you what, Jamie Ball certainly very effective here in setting
look at this
a junior,
one ball. So long to
under
two.
21 world record. Look at that.
Yeah, that's from the poem If. I used to have that posted on my starting dock, actually. But unbelievable skiing from Jamie right there. I talked to her right afterwards, and she said she was surprised at how good the one was and just wanted to make sure she got the full two.
Okay, looking headlong into the men's competition. This is Charlie Rosser from the round yesterday. Matt, what do you see?
This kid's the future. I mean, he had a rough first set, and then, man, this second round, he came out all guns blazing. Looking good. He got a little crushed yesterday, which is more than, not normal for Charlie. But I think, his kid's just getting ready to take off.
And he'll be skiing in both the under-17 and under-21 Worlds, which will be brought to you exclusively live by TWBC later on. Here is Jonathan Travers, Corey.
Yeah, well, JT also had a disappointing first round, but then came out in the second round, was trying to get his bearings. He had a very scrappy 39, which I think we're looking at right here, but all the years of experience, he just kept his composure. You see right here, not the line he wants to be on. He took a big 5, wait for it, right here, huge 5. And then again, he actually had an amazing start at 41, nearly got outside of the 4-ball.
All right, so we're taking a look next at a skier who actually produced a PB, Landon Gills, from yesterday, and he is going to be first off the dock in the final, Matt.
Yeah, 5 at 39. Was super happy to see this kid ski so well. I mean, he's a big, strong kid who's just trying to get organized at short rope. I mean, when he does, look out, because he's going to go, he's going to make these short lines look easy.
Yes, indeed, and he's looking to become the first ever skier from Colorado to win, to get through 39 and a half off. He might have an opportunity to do that this afternoon. So, one of our other skiers, unfortunately, unable to make it through to next round, Corey.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a little painful to rewatch. I already watched it about 6 times last night, which I'm super thankful to the webcast. I thought I was okay here, and then something right there. Ooh, that was not what I wanted, and that was the end of it.
All right, then. It can happen that quickly. So, let's have a look.
We get to watch it twice.
Yeah, exactly.
I really need to learn, apparently.
Sorry.
I'm getting a signal that I need to figure my stuff out. I was a little tense. I let the nerves of competition get to me, a little defensive there at 1 ball rather than just attacking the pass. Then I'm trying to make up for lost time there, and that's no way to ski tournaments. You got to go out there and trust your training and be free.
All right. Attempting a European record here with a 10.25. This is Freddie Winter, Matt.
Yeah, unfortunately, the webcast went out when he ran 5 yesterday. But, man, look at this 2-ball. I mean, he was in this right from the beginning, and then he just watched this turn at 4, like savage
that
turn.
Was really
but
was.
Does not buckle with his hips or his legs. So, you know what? He manages to keep that tempo under control and get out the gates for a full pass at 41. He really served notice to the rest of the people he's competing against today.
All right, and Matt, 9.75.
Yeah, this is 43, guys. I mean, it's so much speed and pressure through the wakes. Getting outside the ball is only half of it. Shutting down all of that speed to make a turn, and Freddie did a pretty good job there. He almost got out of that, but, man, it was super cool to see him get into 43 off yesterday.
All right, then, and we've got some great skiing to come. That was only merely a taster of what you can expect coming up within the next few minutes. And all of that is to come right here at the 2021 Lake 38 Pro Slalom event. We'll be back right after these messages.
I'm going up. I'm a man on a mission with no missions, and I'm looking for love. Oh, I'm just looking for love. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. Watch out.
What if I told you there was a place where the sounds of nature are only broken by the roar of a boat, a place where that summer feeling lasts all year long, a place where the Florida sun is only outshined by the smiles of the skiers, a place where first-time skiers can ski alongside world champions and the world-class coaches work with all levels of skiers. What if I told you there was a place where life slows down and your only job is to make lifelong memories? That place is Swiss Water Ski Resort. Book your trip at SwissWaterSkiResort.com.
Hey guys, Wade Cox here, and we are live at Lake 38, getting ready for the Pro-Am. All the ladies are down, sort of milling about, getting their gear on and getting their mojo. So we had Jamie Bull, obviously with that huge score yesterday. Look at the conditions. We had Will Asher with a 5 at 41, and then our man Freddie Winter ran 41. So no changes from yesterday. We're looking for some massive scores, and I'm super excited. Can't wait. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Wade. And obviously, this competition being the third stop of the Water Ski Pro Tour, and the introduction of this Pro Tour series has certainly been a boon to professional water skiing. As we take a look at the points for the women's series in slalom. Those should be coming up in just a moment or so as we take a look at one of our nice views there of the lake from the buoy camera. Jamie Ball currently in the lead with 82 points, ahead of Manon Costard. This is after two events, mind you, the Swiss Pro, which was an Intro 1 tournament, and the Masters, which was a 5-star tournament. And you see Brooke Baldwin in third with 47, Whitney McClintock with 35. And Chelsea Mills with 33. Those are your top 5 right now out of the 11 that have registered points so far in the Pro Tour Series. Now, so far as points that you can win in this Introduction 1 level of this competition, you get 16 points for the win in this particular tournament. 12th for second, third, 9 points. 4th place has 7, 5th place has 5. 6th place has 3, 7th place has 2, and a solitary point if you finish in 8th. So in this final round of competition, no one will leave this venue without a point if they ski in the final pro round of competition. Now we've seen the women. We should be able to take a look at the men's competition in just a moment with the pro points, as we take a look at our official towboat, the Nautique, dubbed the Red Baron for obvious reasons. We got Freddie Winter there at the top of the pile with 84. Nate Smith, not skiing in this competition, he has 68 points. Will Asher with 61. He will be in the final alongside Dane Meckler with 40 points. Cole McCormick, 35 points. Robert Pagozzi, not active for this competition. He's got 22. Sean Hunter, not active for this competition either, with 16. Robert Hazelwood, he's in the final with 13, so he's looking to jump up a spot or two. Then we've got Jonathan Travers. Likewise, he's on 10 points. And Benjamin Stouderbauer looking to make some serious headway here with the points that he'll gain from this tournament. He is currently on 3 points. So, a lot of action to come, and we are about 7 minutes away. So, anything you'd like to add to the Water Ski Pro Tour and how you think that it's going to shape up for the future of the sport?
Started back over the fall, and it's something that we've been needing for a long time. Just one united hub to link all of the events together. The Water Ski Broadcast Company kind of was a foundation point to make this possible, that when these good webcasts were happening, especially last fall, week after week after week, the viewership started going up, more people were paying attention, started to get more sponsors involved, and I think that this can be the start of more of that. That's certainly what we would all like to see, and it's exciting to have something new and some momentum in the sport. I think where this could go is to be determined.
And Matt, I'm sure you'd want to add something here because for obvious reasons you are wanting to see the development of professional skiing amongst the women's ranks. You've got two skiers that are directly related to you in some way, in Paige Rini and Whitney McClintock Rini. So with the advent of the Pro Tour and the equity and prize money for a lot of these events, they must be really happy with what's gone on so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have girls at both ends of the spectrum. Whitney's been around a long time, and Paige is really just cutting her teeth as a pro now, but sustainability is the big thing. If we can sustain this, then it grows. When it grows, the money grows, everybody makes more money, and, these guys start to get paid what they deserve to do, this sport. So the better it gets organized, the more viewers we get, the more people like the TWBC and the people that are helping keeping this Water Ski Pros going. It's phenomenal because it gives the kids and people like my daughter Paige and Brooke and these young girls and Jamie Bull like something to look forward to in the future.
All right, and speaking of those names, they're going to be appearing on the start list, which will be hitting your screen momentarily. Chelsea Mills will hit the water first, followed by Bree Carter, then Ellie Nicholson, Brooke Baldwin, Manon Costard, Vanessa Veek, Whitney McClintock, and Jamie Bull. So one at a time. Let's go through these names one by one. Chelsea Mills, she comes up out of Charlotte, and a skier who you know particularly well in terms of pro and record capability tournaments.
Yeah, I think I got to meet Chelsea probably 10 years ago. She was living in Charlotte, skiing at Little Mountain Ski Club, and just getting into the sport. I can kind of remember her just figuring out 22 off, getting into 28, and she's really committed herself over these 10 years to her skiing. I think now she lives in Orlando, so she's pursuing it much more full-time. And you've just seen over the last couple of years as she started to ski more pro events, she's rising in the ranks here, skied her first Masters just last weekend. And she's 37 years old, but I feel like she's on the upswing. And I certainly will be rooting for her to go out there and put down a great performance.
Okay, we'll go through the remainder of the women's competitors in just a moment, but let's check in on the dockside with Wade Cox and also Keith Alberton. Take it away, gents.
Hey guys, here with Mr. Lake 38. I even text him that. So Keith Albritton, our sponsor, our lake developer, water ski fan extraordinaire. We saw some big skiing yesterday, didn't we?
I've got a really good story to tell
we
about
did.
Keith when we have a dead moment.
Jamie, world record under 21, and a Canadian record, if I remember correctly. And Freddie getting into 9.75, and it was awesome. It was good, really good.
It was good even for a couple country boys. We've learned the metric system, part of our trade. So both straight up finals, 8 and 8. So perfect condition. So what are your predictions?
I'm gonna have to go with Jamie, and probably Freddie in the men.
All right, well, we're going to get his podium list, too, and maybe Keith will compete with you guys at home for that. Well, hey, thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
And he gave me a guitar lesson yesterday to boot. Back to you guys.
Excellent stuff there, and in addition to that, Corey, you've been here a number of times, and you know Keith, and what do you have to say about him?
Yeah, well, I mean, first, a heartfelt thanks to Keith for putting on this event, and Karen. You know, I know it takes a lot to open up your place and hold a pro tournament, so big thanks to them. And I just wanted to share, this is actually my second time here, and my first time was actually on my honeymoon. My wife, Amelia, and I were in our motorhome, just kind of cruising on a 2-month tour, and we ended up here on the night before Thanksgiving. We were coming to get a ski ride and ski with Mateo, and just to show you the type of host that Keith and Karen are, they invited us into their home for their Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving Day. We would have just been cruising in the motorhome, and they took us in along with Mateo and a couple of his PhD fellow students, and they're just very welcoming people and the type of folks that can put on an amazing event like this. So just wanted to share that and say another big thanks to Keith and Karen.
And I actually had an opportunity to interview him a little bit earlier on for the TWBC podcast, and you can actually listen to that right now by going to to the Waterski Broadcasting Company's website, waterskibroadcasting.com. Waterskibroadcasting.com, you'll find the podcast, the TWBC podcast. You can listen to it there, or also on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Now, so far as some other stuff to mention, we've got the Skier of the Day vote. The Skier of the Day will bring home this wonderful, wonderful trophy, and a big thanks to our sponsor for that, Michael Medore, for producing this trophy, and also for 2U Healthy Snacks for providing the sponsorship for this. You can go to waterskibroadcasting.com and /play. Waterskibroadcasting.com /play to vote for your skier of the day. And also, additionally, if you want to grab yourself some TWBC swag, where something like this, I suppose, you could go to waterskibroadcasting.com /shop, waterskibroadcasting.com /shop to grab yourself some T-shirts, some caps, and anything else at waterskibroadcasting.com /shop. All right, then. Looks like we got Keith Alberton at the wheel of that towboat, the Nautique. 450 horsepower engine, a PCM, a Marinized version of the GM engine, 465 foot-pounds of torque, and we have dubbed this boat the Red Baron for obvious reasons.
Oh, you doing it, or?
All right. Looks like we got a skier at the dock. We've got Chelsea Mills, and minimum starting line length is going to be 14.25 meters or 28 off, or for the sake of Bob Marley, it is 47 feet of line. One of our great fans out there, Bob Marley. Actually, as a matter of fact, he came over to your place just recently in Bumpus, Virginia.
Yeah, he was down about 3 weeks ago now. He was supposed to be coming with his boys, but they just got sent back to in-person school, so they had to miss the trip, which was really unfortunate. Always love seeing Cooper and Griffin at the lake, so we'll have to make a rain check on that one. But certainly was a pleasure to have Bob there, and he always keeps the dock atmosphere nice and light, keeps everybody laughing. So we hope to see you again soon, Bob.
All right, then. Let's transition over to Wade to find out what he's got going on. Wade, who do you have?
Hey guys, here in the dock with Miss Allie Nicholson and our dogs. Yeah, Asher and Harry. So, how's the vibe for you today?
You know, I've been got to sleep in a little bit. Went and got some breakfast with Mom. So a little bit different take than what we're used to. You know, I'm used to getting up, coming here first thing in the morning, maybe grabbing some breakfast on the way. But had a little bit of time to hang out, get stretched out. So looking forward to it. Conditions look great. Got a little bit of rain, but it's settled, and it looks really nice out there now.
Well, as my buddy Glenn Campbell from England would say, you had a bit of a lie-in, right? Yeah. So, hey, she's getting ready to rip it up. We'll let her get. We'll see you on the water soon. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Wade. Thanks a lot, Ali. Of the bow camera from our towboat as it makes its way back towards the shore. And we're just moments away from the event taking place. So guys, Corey and Matt, do you have any early predictions on how this plays out? Matt?
I mean, you know, Jamie and Freddie both put out a huge score yesterday, so, you know, we're going to have to see some girls dig into their PB area to touch either one of those, and same with the guys. I mean, you know, Will and John have run 41. I may be mistaken. I don't believe there's anybody left in the final who's done it, so if they want to take a poke at the bear, Freddie Winter, they're going to have to step it up and run 41. So, I mean, there's two clear dominant leaders right now, but anything can happen. Those rounds they did yesterday was after they already knew they were in the finals, so it was just kind of like, let's push the limits and see what's going on. But as soon as the score goes out, they're going to have to, you know, they're going to be looking at a big score. They're last off the dock, so it'll be fun to watch.
Corey, what say you?
Well, and remember, Will Asher kept some cards on his chest yesterday. He ran what he called a lazy 39 and then just skied to the dock. So he didn't even take that second look at 41. He and Freddie both ran 5 in the first round. Will was also skiing just to get a feel of the water. So we'll see if he's got a 41 in his back pocket somewhere. But also, like Matt said, I'm looking to the rest of the field here. I mean, we have incredible competitors on both sides who could step it up. Dane Meckler's been on fire lately. He ran a 5 in one of the qualifiers. He's knocking on the door, and let's see what happens.
All right. Okay, 14.25 meters or 28 off or 47 feet of line. This is Chelsea Mills to get the women's slalom final up and running. 14.25 meters or 28 off, 47 feet of line. Really, really not much in the way of difficulty for her.
So the other thing that happened yesterday is in the interviews and the things that we did, you know, it became clear that not only with the wind direction, but the guys liked the far end of the lake better, which is a 32 start for the girls and a 35 start or an opt somewhere to get, you know, 39 and 41 back towards the dock. So it's going to be interesting to see which ones of these girls you know, step it up and either start at 13 or maybe skip a pass. Girls typically, you know, start at 13 or 32 off more than they skip a pass. So,
and the one thing I've noticed, probably now more than ever with Chelsea Mills' slaloming, is that she does come up a little on the inside of the buoys a little bit on her approach. She doesn't seem to like to backside the turns as much as some of the other competitors, Corey.
Well, through her transition, her edge change, she has a bit of a bounce move in there. She kind of wants to set herself coming into the buoy. It's an attempt to control her speed before the buoy, where I think if she would allow that speed to continue moving out, she would apex just a little sooner and wider and be able to keep that turn moving in on the backside. That's going to become a factor as we get into the 38 and 39 especially. Here at 32 off, she's got enough rope that she can have a look at things before she commits, but we're going to see if she can really stay committed all the way to apex as the line gets shorter.
This is 13 meters or 43 feet of line, 32 off. Good extension round number 4 and nicely done round number 5. No problems there, Matt.
yeah, I mean, these are warm-up passes, and like we talked about yesterday, it's all about intensity. As the rope gets shorter, you know, you want to increase that intensity. And when you look at skiers like Will and Freddie and those guys that we watched yesterday, we were commenting how 32, 35, 38 off all looks the same. And that was kind of a trait of Andy Mapple. He used to come out and be, you know, aggressive right from the start. We even saw it with Benny yesterday. So, you know, these I think as we go down this list, we're going to see these girls come out. You know, Mano and Whitney and Jamie are going to be skiing these early passes a lot more aggressive, just because they want to get that intensity rocking for the shorter line lengths.
Right, you are. And anything to add there, Corey?
Yeah, when I'm coaching people at ski school, I like to tell them sometimes not to overlook those warm-up passes. You're going to ski those every time. Treat those like your hardest pass. You know, bring that intensity and focus on the early passes. That way, when you get to your challenging pass, you're not making a big adjustment. You're able to actually then relax and keep everything more in the same level, rather than feeling like, oh, now I'm on my hard pass, I've got to ramp everything up. That's not a healthy mindset to go out there with control and rhythm.
And there, Robert Hazelwood and JT are warming up with a round of darts before they head out onto the water. We'll see them later on. But the women's slalom skiing is out in the water. Our first skier out, Chelsea Mills, 35 off. Little double pump into number 2. Good cruise into number 3. This is where her technique starts to reveal itself in all shapes and sizes. And there we go. That's a 6 buoy count there at 35 off, Matt. And what do you see there?
That pass looked like the best one yet. I mean, she looked like she turned it up a gear and just looked like she was creating more space and not skiing so right at the balls. Yeah, look at this off the wake. She's just got a lot more energy. I thought this pass looked like the best of the 3 so far.
Yeah, sometimes those first 2, you're just kind of finding yourself on the ski for the day. You know, you show up, and some days you feel like a different person on the water when you go out on your first couple of passes. So she might have been a little more guarded on the first 2, but I like the looks of that 35. That's a 35 that sets up a confident 38.
Yes, and looking at her and also looking at the comments, thank you very much indeed for commenting on the YouTube player. And also, if you've got a little bit of time and you're on the Waterski Broadcasting's YouTube channel, take some time out to subscribe to the Waterski Broadcasting Company on YouTube, and also hit that little notification bell that will tell you whenever new video content is placed, including the next webcast that will take place. And our next event on the schedule after this is going to be the King of Darkness in 2 weeks, right there in Central Florida, brought to you exclusively live by TWBC. Here we go. This is Chelsea Mills at 38 off. Take it away.
She has not missed very many 38 offs this year, and I think we're going to see her get through this one. A little bouncy.
Oh, look at this.
But she tends to be a little bouncy and a tiny little bit scrappy, but, you know, she's closed out a lot of 38 offs in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea's very physically strong on her ski, and so if she gets a little extra load off the buoy, those arms come in, she's able to handle that and get back over top of the ski with the best of them. So even when it's not perfect, Chelsea has the physicality to keep the pass going, and that's what we saw here.
All right, and as Chelsea Mills works her way towards the end of the pass, slashing and dashing and really gritting her teeth and going off buoy number 4 and taking a big old hit there. And number 5, she just had to take a little bit of a safety check here, which she did, and got around number 6. And with that, let's cross over to Wade and find out what's going on in his world.
Hey guys, on the dock here with Miss Vanessa Veek. I butchered her name a few weeks ago, so I'm trying to make up for it. So we just watched Chelsea run 11. So how are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm really excited. I can't wait to get out there. It felt really nice yesterday. So yeah, I'm ready.
There you go. And a shout out to Australia and your hubby, right?
Yeah. Hi Noah. Hi Ezra. My little baby boy's watching.
Back to you guys. Thanks.
All right, and back with 39.5 off, 10.75 meters. This is Chelsea Mills taking a good snap off number 1. Oh,
much better one ball that time. Much better start than 38.
All right, and
that
that's
looks
number
like
4.
To me, that's a pretty good score to start the day. Yeah, she's happy.
Oh, yeah, she is absolutely over the moon.
Well, to be first off the dock there and go out and run a 4, that tells the rest of the field what the finals are going to be like. I don't remember all the scores from yesterday, but that's certainly higher than what got her into the finals as the first skier off the dock. So she's raised the bar. It was a great one, like Matt said, and then strong all the way here through 3 ball. Had to pull long to get 4, but she did exactly what she needed to do, transitioned in time, got the ski outside, nice S-turn. That's a solid start to this round.
That just shows you right there, like she's been getting those pops at the gate and into one ball and throwing her off balance. And, you know, on her hardest pass, she knuckled down and really kept that body position out to ball 1, and it was on after that.
And bear in mind that score from Chelsea Mills is only about 4 buoys shy of the top score that was produced yesterday by Jamie Bull with a 2 buoy count at 41 off. So she's mixing it up with the top girls in this sport.
I'm guessing that's got to be a PB or pretty close to a PB for her.
Honestly, I think so. She was definitely throwing the fist there at the end, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk with her.
Look at that smile. She's pretty happy.
Well, this is the round to do it. If you can step it up in the finals, then yeah, she's super happy. Look at that.
Let's hope she doesn't smoke the
buoy cam.
Nah. Okay. Well, big sigh of relief there by our technical director Vince Stadelbauer inside the trailer. as we check in on JT and Robert warming up there with a darts game.
I don't see any money on the table. You think
No,
they're
I
playing for
don't
money?
either. Unless it comes with a golf club, I don't think there will be. But there you go, all smiles there from Chelsea Mills. Let's see how her 4 at 39 stacks up against the remainder of the field. First off the dock, 7 skiers remaining. Next skier to take to the water will be Bree Carter.
And, this is what I was talking about, guys. Like, somebody throws out a big score, and now the girls going out. No, they basically got to run 39 or, a good part of 39 to take the lead. So this is a lot different than yesterday when the girls were skiing for fun after they already knew they were in.
Well, and now the top seeds realize that they can't fall asleep or really make a mistake. I mean, 4:39 is a high score. Jamie put the pass down yesterday, but that was the only time in the event for the women. So Manon, Whitney, Jamie, they're all going to have to go out there and get a start and plan on running it, like Matt said.
Indeed, gone are the days where a deep score into 38 offer for the women was enough to take the victory. It's going to take a deep score into 39 just to get on the podium, and then beyond that to climb towards the top. Here comes Bree Carter, who made it into the women's Masters last week for the first time in her career. Let's see what she can do.
Bree looks so much better today. I know she told me earlier that she watched the webcast, and it's so great for these guys. I know I sat on the couch this morning with Whitney, and she watched her replays from yesterday, and you can already see with Bree that she's made some adjustments, and she's skiing really smooth today.
I mean, look at Bree's body position in the weight crossing here. I mean, this is just textbook in terms of her alignment and lean. It doesn't really get any better than that. Cross course, that is near ideal, I would say, basically ideal body position.
All right, let's cross over to Wade to see what is happening with him.
Wow, Chelsea Mills here catching her breath after a huge score, tying her PB. Was it like best conditions yet or what?
I mean, honestly, I don't even know how I got that far because I was in my glide on my gate. I was so fast and I just had to turn in, and I thought I might be swimming at 1, but I changed my letter actually this time, and that was helpful. So
hear that, guys?
Yeah.
Trying it even in a tournament in a pro final. Yeah, congrats, girl.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, huge score. Back to you guys.
Well, apparently, and this is the first time I'll say this, she was in the glide, definitely. But a good skiing there from Chelsea Milden. And some great skiing so far from Bree Carter. Well done there to Chelsea Mills for her effort, equaling her PB. Let's see if Bree Carter can do likewise.
Bree is such a decorated junior skier, winning worlds, winning masters. I mean, she's pretty clutch, so I think she sees this as a challenge, as an opportunity to push herself to ski better rather than, a threat of somebody running 4:39. And that's really what these girls eat this up. The later they go, Whitney and Manon and Jamie, and the later they go in the round, the better they want to know what they got to do to win. So Bree's no different.
I know Bree's got a little extra going for her here. I saw her dad showed up on site. Wasn't planning to be here, but her sister graduated from college yesterday, I believe in Alabama, and then he just made the drive over. So she's got a little bigger cheering section, and a little bit of that emotional support never hurts.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
And I know her dad's coached her a lot, and that bond, because I, obviously Coach Page, that bond, father-daughter deal is like the time that you spend skiing together and everything is like, it has nothing to do with the outcome. It's just the quality time you get with your daughter is amazing, and I know that Bree's excited her dad's here to watch her today.
Because if he's not on a leash, he'll sit here.
All right, so as we see Ali Nicholson dockside, let's check in with Bree Carter. She comes into the course at 11.25 meters, I believe. Actually, no, it is 11.25.
Oh, so she's opted up at some point here, or started
12
at
meters,
30.
I beg your
pardon. Getting ahead of ourselves.
I was going to say, this is about as easy as 11 as you'll see a girl run.
But that was 12. That was 12.
It's a promising 35 off pass, though. Just like Chelsea, that's exactly the pass you want to have to set up a confident approach on the 38 off the 11.25. Just nothing out of place here. And good rhythm, tight rope everywhere, nice connection to the boat, early line through the pass.
Bree's turns are a lot more symmetrical today. The replay, if you watched, we showed her 5 at 38. She was kind of all over the place, and she was the whole set, but this set is so much more compact. Everything's together, and she looks really good on both sides of the course.
And I'm sure she was incredibly grateful for the ability to actually re-watch the webcast footage from yesterday to kind of get her technique dialed down and get with it. So, do you reckon that Chelsea Mills has earned your vote for skier of the day? Maybe it's Bree Carter or some of the other skiers that will be coming up. Go to waterskibroadcasting.com/play to submit your vote for skier of the day. Whew.
A PB tie is a pretty strong statement for skier of the day. Let's see if anybody else can go out there and do the same thing.
So, just to be clear, it's skier of today or the tournament?
Just today.
Just today. Okay. I was going to say we did have a world record yesterday, but
okay.
Got it.
Here we go. Needs to run this pass to be in a position to take the lead. This is Bree Carter. Come on, Bree. Round number 2. It's on that number 3. Look at that go. Round number 4.
Strong.
This is Bree Carter. She got 5 yesterday, and guess what? She gets 6 today.
Awesome skiing today from Bree. She's just in it. You can tell the intensity's up. She's making sure she's controlling the rope a lot better, and man, she was not missing that pass today.
I mean, when I watch that, I think she is just so strong because she goes a little long into some of these buoys. Like, she's staying on that cutting edge longer than what I think you and I would probably say is ideal, Matt. But nonetheless, as she comes through the finish very committed, she can take that load that comes on the line, and she doesn't buckle at all. That's that perfect body position, just taking all of that from the boat. Runs that pretty nicely.
Yeah, and to me, that's a lot ski setup. You know, if you watch how aggressive that ski comes back in across the ball, like, she's got to make sure she gets there. If she runs out of speed at the ball, it's probably going to dump her over a little bit, which we were seeing yesterday. So I think what you see is absolutely right, and I think that's a little bit of a function of the way she has her ski set up.
All right, then continuing to watch the coverage. Also, our audience out there, we've got Brent McNichol, we've got Swerve Master T himself from back in the day, and a whole bunch of others. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your positive comments so far. All right, so here we go.
Bree's ever been to 4-ball or not?
Let's see. Let's see how close she can get there. If she can get past 4, she'll take the lead.
Great 1-ball. Here we go. Come on, girl.
Not a particularly good 2, and I don't think she got round number 3.
That was such a good 1-ball.
That was an excellent 1. I think it was the same thing as the 38. Went a little bit long into 2. I think she's trying to make the look good off of the wakes and through the edge change, but that's just creating a little extra speed, and that's why she got that loose rope and a bit of buckle off the 2-ball. Let's look at it again.
Yeah, I think she left it a little bit late to start that turn at 2-ball, and just everything compounds at that point. Not too bad, though. Not too bad. It looked like she just kind of got stuck a little bit. Great skiing, though. Like, wow, what a good set.
And a pretty strong statement there by Bree Carter. Even though she got 2 at 39.5 off, it's definitely bodes well for her in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, she's going to be picking up some points here. I mean, that's just such a strong score. If everyone's going to step up above that, it's going to be some amazing skiing in this finals.
Well, so far as the world, the Water Ski Pro Tour points are concerned, if, as it stands right now, the worst that Chelsea Mills can score so far as Water Ski Pro Tour points is concerned is 2, because that would be 7th place. And because we now know that Chelsea Mills can't finish dead last, she'll get at least 2 points for her effort on the Water Ski Pro Tour. All right, then. There's your leaderboard. Mills in the lead, Bree Carter, and hopefully we'll get Bree Carter over here and we'll talk to her some. So Ali Nicholson is going to be next, and while the boat makes its way there, Bree, what's up?
How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing good. Don't forget Matt over here.
I'm a little out of breath, so it was the second wind.
So, how did it feel out there for you?
It felt really good. I just tried to slow down my 38 some, not be twitchy and early, but maybe a little bit later and more controlled was kind of my game plan there.
That 38 was out of sight.
Yeah, you
Really?
look so much better today.
Thank you.
All of those passes look better.
Yeah.
So, but we'll take a look at this. This is your attempt at 39.5 off.
Okay.
You take over from here.
Yeah, so I'm just coming through the gate here, and Chris LaPointe and I have been working on a slow handle release into 1. Had a pretty good 1. I mean, maybe potentially could have gotten a piece of 3. I get nervous out 2, and signature pull.
What a good effort, though. Great skiing today.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, then. Great stuff. Congratulations to you. Some great skiing all weekend long. That was Bree Carter as she makes her way and gets her towed off. And in the meantime, Ellie Nicholson on 13 meters. She starts off on 1 line length shorter than the minimum starting line length, 13 meters. How does this affect strategy, Matt?
I mean, this is the way to go. There's not much wind, but there's a little bit of tailwind off the dock. So, you know, she already knows that she's got to go deep at 39 to beat the score that Chelsea posted. There's all the talk about the far end of the lake being a little more forgiving on the gate. So I think that's her strategy, and I think it's a smart one.
Yeah, I think when we talk about the far end of the lake, just to kind of let the listeners know what the feeling is there, it's a little bit of a longer setup, so you have a little more time to get prepared for your pullout off the dock. You got to be really ready, and it's also a little bit deeper. The water's a little deeper on that end, so off the starting dock, with the shallower water, you end up carrying a little more speed in your gate glide than what you expect, and if you feel a little fast for the turn-in, you feel like the rope's going to be loose, which is a hard way to set up for your hard pass. So from that far end, you just feel a little more connection to the boat, and you're a little more trusty to commit on that gate turn in and set up the line into the pass that you want.
All right, then. Let's go over to Wade and see what is happening in his neck of the woods. Wade.
Hey, guys, here with Miss Whitney McClintock, and we're talking babies and Mr. Zane. And how you feeling today?
Good. Zane actually slept well last night. It's always like, is he going to sleep well or not? But either way, I'm here to ski, and I'm used to not sleeping anymore. But I'm ready for a good day.
Okay, we're going to see you in the water real soon. Best of luck.
All right, and speaking of Whitney McClintock-Rini, she's currently in 4th place in the women's slalom in the Water Ski Pro Tour leaderboard, or so it may seem, because with the 2 points that Chelsea Mills will get at least for her finish so far, she actually puts herself in a tied 4th place in the Water Ski Pro Tour Women's Slalom standings. Here we go. This is Ellie Nicholson riding with A2 on the 0 off setting, and we'll look into the significance of that in just a moment or so. But some great slalom style and some good effort out there. Now, Corey, 0 off, A2 setting. What does that mean to you?
Well, that is all the rage with the new Nautique. That's a boat that I don't have the opportunity to train behind very often, and I'm probably one of the least creative when it comes to the 0 off settings. I'm kind of a B2 guy, and I just keep it there when I go boat to boat, only because I don't have the chance to change them up very often. But it does seem that A2 is the skier's choice out there all weekend and any time that the new Nautique is involved. So I know it's going to give you a little bit more opportunity to get that ski through and under the line like you see there before the load from the boat really comes on to pick you up. And it's just going to create a slightly different rhythm through the pass. But it's the kind of thing that you don't want to go changing your settings up without having practiced that and knowing what you're going to feel by doing that.
And certainly very, very light on top of that ski. And how significant is that, Matt?
Body weight?
Body weight, yeah.
I mean, it's strength to weight ratio when it comes to skiing, and that's all a function of how you stand on your ski. So you can be light and strong and sit your butt down, and you're weak as can be. So it's like however you stand on your ski is going to dictate the power you have. So yeah, I mean, carrying extra weight is never really beneficial, but as long as you're standing well on your ski, you're going to be able to maximize your power.
We're already on 38 off here in the third pass. Allie started at 32. Looking solid here at this 38.
Dude, this girl came to play today. Look at this. Holy cow. This is a beautiful 38 off.
All right. Nicely done there. 38 off all 6 buoys. And So great skiing from start to finish, and Mike Kuziak, who's over at Peace, Love and Water Skiing, has said he feels like you're in the boat there with him right now on this broadcast. So speak a little bit more as to Ali.
Well, I know that with the Masters and with the Swiss Pro, we were running ski school, and Kuz was streaming the Water Ski Broadcast Company broadcast from the boat, so I think he's pulling skiers up and down the lake. And you need a coach with a lot of years at the wheel to watch the skier, give some coaching, keep the boat straight, and watch the broadcast all at the same time. But if there's anybody that's up to it, it's Kuz.
All right then, Matt, and what do you see as a result of that pass from Ali?
Oh, man, that was a beautiful 38. I mean, super, super smooth at the beginning. I mean, this girl, that's what happens early in the pack when someone goes out and throws up a big score. These girls are going to step up and answer, so.
All right then, there it is.
You know what my boat driver's doing today is caddying for my son at a golf tournament because I can't be there. So Cole's taking over caddy duties instead of sitting in the boat today.
Well, ski school employees have to be versatile. That is a key component.
All right, 10.75 now. Lead score is 4. Oh, and she probably isn't going to. Oh, and she's inside number 2.
Let's take another look at that gate. Clearly it wasn't the setup she needed on the 1 ball. Let's see if we can diagnose what happened right here.
Wow.
Well, the other thing that happened is the wind switched, and this is now a tailwind.
Yep, it can happen that quickly and that fast, unfortunately for Ali Nicholson. There you go. It's one buoy. The wind's picking up a little bit and starting to blow things around here. Hopefully it's not going to stay around for too much longer. But what do you see, Corey?
Yeah, she might have caught an unlucky gust because this turn-in looks okay right here. Maybe she could have started getting her speed from a little bit wider. She has to stay on that cut a little long. And then right here, that loose rope, it may just be, like Matt said, she wasn't factoring that she was going to get a little extra push from the wind. Because the gate didn't look too far off the mark, but certainly her expectations at 1 did not meet what the rhythm of the boat and the rope was.
And absolutely, that gate looked pretty good to me, but now it's a strategy thing. You want headwind or you want the end that is supposedly easier to start from?
Okay, and so after 3 skiers, Chelsea Mills still in the lead with 4 buoys at 10.75 meters, and the significance of that is she will come away from this competition with at least 3 World Pro Tour points, which means that if that is the case and the competition was to stop right here, then she would move 1 point ahead of Whitney McClintock-Greeny into 4th in the women's standings.
You seriously going to say that with Matt right here?
But Whitney McClintock-Greeny is yet to ski.
Yeah, that's right. And she unfortunately missed the Swiss Pro because she was not quite ready to ski that much in one day. So she pulled out, but was definitely at the Masters.
All right, here we go now. This is Brooke Baldwin. Skier that's rocking it out there from side to side.
Does not get a lot easier than Brookie. When Brookie's on, it looks like crazy easy.
Well, as the sport continues to evolve, you start to see new styles develop, and I'd say Brooke is kind of an example of someone who, grew up with zero off, grew up with the ideas of more efficient skiing, and you'll see here through her edge changes, through these transitions, look how much on top of the ski she is. She doesn't go to the back, and she doesn't go to the inside, which is kind of, I could say, a classic technique. All of us that grew up watching somebody like Andy Mapple, who was the greatest, his edge changes were super dynamic. Out of the wakes, his ski would travel way out from underneath of him, and he would get to that apex really early. But again, he was working with different ski technology, different cruise control, even before there was cruise control at all. Brooke here doing something very different, really riding a very symmetrical path. All the power she takes into the wake, she's riding that power out through the edge change. It's kind of a whole different philosophy, and you're seeing a lot of the young up-and-comers adopt a strategy much more like that.
Well, and Corey, also years ago, who I spent a lot of time with watching and coaching was Karina Nolan. And if you watch videos of Karina Nolan, if you are listening and you don't know who Karina Nolan is, shame on you, but Google her. Had the world record back in 2008. And she was the same kind of way, just effortless skiing, speed all in the right places, and looks a lot like what you see Brooke doing out here today. So Karina was definitely ahead of her time.
All right, and here is Brooke Baldwin.
And did we get a confirmation what rope length we're at here? I might have gotten a little lost.
We're on 12 meters,
Okay.
and she successfully clears that. Brooke Baldwin, who currently right now is in third place in the women's standings in the Water Ski Pro Tour leaderboard with 47 points. She's about 18 points behind the skier that's to come next, Manon Costard. So pretty close up towards the top. But what do you see here in the here and now, Matt?
I mean, Brooke's cruising. She's just riding the rope, getting her intensity going, to kind of feeling out the wind and whatever else could be out there. I mean, there's not much. She knows what the lake ski's like. I think she's been here for a few days this week, and it's just how's the body responding, how's her focus, all that stuff. So I think she's just cruising right now.
Yeah, and I'd say for all the ski nerds out there that want to pick up what Matt was saying about watching Karina Nolan, I believe it was the 2008 Diablo Shores Pro-Am where she set the record, and there's some great video out there on YouTube that you can find if you take to the search. And I kind of remember being a young guy, it was before I got into pro skiing, watching her head-to-head against Karen Truelove, who kind of had the classic, like, you can't beat Karen for technique, but then you see Karina doing something a little different, and that compare and contrast really reveals what we're talking about in terms of the difference.
And requiring all 6 buoys on this particular pass to be in with a shot to take the lead. 11.25 meters. This is Brooke Baldwin. Takes a good snap there off buoy number 3 and nicely done round number 4. And I tell you what, flat-footed in places, but that is the best pass that I've seen her run so far.
Yeah, that's a beautiful pass. I mean, there was just no signs of struggle anywhere right there. Again, not overloading the rope and then having to kill extra speed by jumping to the inside of the ski. There's just a lot of balance all the way through this whole pass. Never really found herself in an off-balance position at any time.
Yeah, Brooke generates so much speed off the second wake and out. You see her just rise up over the ski and then drop back in, and she has that timing and everything so dialed that when she's a little late or a little early, she knows how slow or how quick to rise. And each skier has a little different nuances in how they, manage that line tension and all that momentum off the second wake. And, you watch Dane's different than Freddie and Will's different, but they all have a mechanism to control their timing at the apex of the turn.
All right, and Brooke Baldwin getting ready to go, and that is Manon Costard on the slalom dock getting ready for her turn. Now, so far as the pro points are concerned, it's all ahead of her. Ali Nicholson currently in third place with 1 buoy at 10.75 meters. 2 buoys at 10.75 meters by Bree Carter's in second, and currently in the lead with 4 at 10.75 is Chelsea Mills. Now, if she can beat all of those competitors, she will have at least 5 World Water Ski Pro Tour points. Round number 2, and unfortunately will not get beyond number 2. So 2 buoys is gonna be it there for her.
I'm glad you're in charge of all these points and numbers, Tony. It sounds like a lot, but you're doing a good job right there.
Well, you try your best, and let's take a look at this instant replay. Matt, what do you see here?
Well, you can see, and the move that is so patented to Brooke, sometimes if she doesn't get that ski back between her and the boat, as she comes back underneath the line, she gets crushed a little bit, and that's all that happens here. She gets crushed, she doesn't have the power to create the space out to number 2, and then gets pushed with too much speed, and unfortunately has to stop.
All right, and because there is a tied position between Bree Carter and Brooke Baldwin currently in second place right now, they would actually split the points between them, and so far it is going to be 2.5 points for each of those skiers in the World Water Ski Tour points so far. But let's go over to Wade and find out what's happening in his neck of the woods.
Hey guys, on the actual starting dock, our world champ leading the dock now, Miss Menard. Mr. Fred Wintover taking pictures for Water Ski Pro Tour. This is where the action is. Enjoy. Back to you guys.
Alrighty, Roo. We have got Manon Costard, the current world slalom champion, about to take to the water, and she produced that title in horrendous conditions in Malaysia a couple of seasons ago, and You know, she has been working on her consistency for many, many years, and she is at that point now where she is consistently challenging for the top spots. A 14-meter start, however.
So, and Manon is, when you look at this event as a whole, you know, you got the kids all born in 2000, Jamie and Brooke, and then you have the veteran who's Whitney, which is hard to believe she's the veteran of this pack, and then Manon's right in the middle. She's an accomplished competitor. She's got a lot of titles under her belt, and you know, she knows what it means to have a big score staring her in the face. So she's definitely capable of rising to the occasion.
Well, it doesn't get any harder than knowing you're up against Regina at the World Championships, and she rose to the occasion at that time. And I'll tell you, it was a gutsy performance. I was watching from the stands while Manon won that title, and I swear, pretty much, it kind of made me almost get tears. It was just a strong, gutsy performance, the kind that makes you pause no matter what the sport is.
Yeah, and we see Chelsea Mills sitting there chewing her calluses, and she's a little nervous. Obviously, she's got all those emotions of a PB and in a final of a pro event, but she's got to stay ready because there could be a runoff, and she's obviously not wishing any ill on anybody, but, you know, she's also hoping that she doesn't have to run off, and she's done enough to win the event. But, you know, the caliber of these girls, I mean, look at, we're you know, more than halfway through this event, and every girl's run 38 off already. So the caliber of women's skiing is so impressive these days.
Well, when you go out there in a pro final and run a PB, you're going to leave the leg happy with yourself. That's just a major sign of stepping it up under pressure.
All right, here we go, 30 meters. Not choosing to go with 30 meters right off the gut, but putting 30 meters in for the even numbered pass. Second pass, look at her go round buoy number round 5 and 6. And let's check it with Wade.
Hey guys, here with Miss Brooke Baldwin, who just came off a podium finish at the Masters last week. So it didn't really go the way you wanted out there today. What happened?
I'm not really sure. I just didn't really feel settled. Like, I don't know, a little bit nervous, shaking a little bit, but I don't know. I'm excited to be in the finals again, so that's exciting.
Well, that's it here. She gets nervous, right, as part of it. But so what are we going to do to sort of overcome that?
Probably not think so much and just relax. Definitely need to relax a little bit.
If you guys have skied with me before, you've heard that one. Okay, back to you guys.
I love it. I love it when they're honest. It's like, yeah,
exactly.
I was a little bit nervous, and she just came off the podium at the Masters, and that's got to give her a lot of confidence to ski at Robin Lake, and yet still, it's that score. It's that 4:39 that Chelsea put out there. It's like, okay, I got to step up and do something today. So
just sounds like someone out of a Disney sitcom. I don't know. All right, then. Here we go. 3 skiers remaining after Manon Costard. Vanessa Veek, Whitney McClintock-Rini, and Jamie Bull. Here comes Manon Costard once again with 12 meters.
Yeah, and I love it that, Manon's taking this. She wants the 39 headwind. I think the strategy when the wind changed a little bit, we may see some girls go 28 to get that, 39 headwind. It's not a lot of wind, but just the gate from that end and everything, I think the headwind is definitely the play.
Well, and again, I like that 35 off there where you almost can't perceive a difference between her 28, 32, and 35. They're basically all warm-up passes. They all looked the same. I think she's finding her mark. I think I'd like to see her be able to carry a bit more speed through the gate turn-in as we get to the 38 and 39. I feel like the boat's catching her just a little bit on that turn-in. So it'll be from this end if she can feel confident with the pull-out from the far end to run a 38 gate that sets up her 39 without getting caught by the boat.
All right, then. Dockside looking, I think that's Jamie Bull getting ready to ski, and we're seeing the tail end of Manon Costard's pass on that Conley DV8. And even though the entries are closed, I'm sure that you fans out there are just absolutely biting on your fingernails, wanted to see if your choice makes it on the podium to win that Conley slalom ski or that D3 slalom ski.
Corey, did you enter?
Oh, No, I was hardly even paying attention. I've got like a, do you guys have a gnat? I think I have a troll. I've got like a Mike Pence situation over here with a fly.
All right, then here we go. This is Manon Costar. This is 11.25 meters. Oh, look at him go. Bam. Look at her go. Round number 3 and 4 and 5. Oh, beauty of a pass there. There is 6 buoys, 11.25 meters, 38 off.
Yeah, you can see the, you know, I don't want to use the word veteran, but the experience coming out. She's just like, that's the best 38 she's run here this weekend, and it's just the finals. The adrenaline's going, the score's out there. There's no more, hey, I'm in, I'm just going to go for a cruise. I mean, it's game on with Manon.
I was thinking the same word, Matt, in terms of experience. Like maybe she runs nicer 38s in practice. There was a few parts that, you know, if she got to polish them and go back and redo, maybe could have done a little bit better, but just never rattled, and a nice steady swing here. Kind of got this big 4, which set up a little bit more than she was bargaining for at 5, but again, the pass was a sure thing at this point.
Yeah, and you know, when you guys watch tournaments, to the viewers at home, when you watch tournaments, like, you know, they're always calculating. All these pros are constantly calculating, and so they're not out there to run pretty passes. She's running that 38 probably more aggressive than she would in practice, and you see her turning a little harder and getting a few hits, but she wants that rhythm and that ready to go at 39. It's like you want to make sure that that intensity is there and ready when you need it at 39.
All right, then, let's see. There are 4 targets ahead of her. 1, 2, and 4 on this pass of 10.75 meters. There's the 1. There's the 2. She's climbing up the ladder, slowly but surely. She's round buoy number 3. Can she get outside 4? She won't get outside 5, but that puts her in a tie with Chelsea Mills at this point.
Wow, great skiing by Manon, and if you guys had the camera on me right now, I was leaning from left to right to help her go faster from side to side because she was just getting that little bit delayed at every ball. But
well, right there's what I mean, Matt. I think she was a little bit slow and caught by the boat on that turn, and I started to see it on the earlier passes. That's why she ran out of speed. It touched there at the finish of 1, and then this was a little harder work through the pass than what she wanted because she didn't quite bring in as much speed and energy as she could on that gate turn in. But look how strong right there. I mean, that's the experience to not only get over to 4, but have a thought about going to 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And these girls don't like to get beat. Like these girls like Whitney and Manon, who are highly, highly decorated with world championships and masters, and now Jamie Bull with a masters win. I mean, these girls do not like to get beat. So you're going to see them hang on to stuff that normally they probably won't.
And with this performance right here, with her a tie for the lead at this as it stands right now, a couple of things come into play. 1, a possible runoff for the win. We've still got 3 competitors to go, mind you, before we know if that's going to materialize. And secondly, because of her tie for that lead, currently she is on at least 6 pro points, which added to her current total of 65 puts her on 71, and that still puts her about 11 points shy of Jamie Bull, and Jamie Bull will be our last skier to take to the water.
Manon's keeping a happy face on right there, but I'm pretty sure on the inside there's some frustration. I know she wanted to take that 39 down, or at least get the 5 and raise a new bar for the rest of the field, and not have to be thinking about the runoff scenario and tie and things like that. But still some incredible skiing.
Okay, let's check in with what's happening in Wade's world.
Hey guys, here with Miss Jamie Bull, who been lighting it up lately and lit it up yesterday. So how you feeling today, girl?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Some girls put out some big scores, so we'll see what happens.
It's better than I'm going down early though, right?
Oh, for sure.
Hey, so we're going to let her get her vibe on. She'll be up really soon. You guys keep watching. Back to you.
Yeah, and back to what Corey was saying with Manon, you know, like she went through a stint the last 2 years of running 39 a lot, and it seems like it's just a monkey on her back now. Like it's all there. She just needs to kind of close out a couple of 39s, and then it's going to start to be like, you know, like another pass for her. And, you know, with even starts, like I know Corey didn't like the gate or whatever, but I believe that once she breaks through that, and it's kind of the same as Whitney. Whitney used to run it all the time, and they're just kind of hung up a little bit at the end of the lake. And once those two girls break through and start to run it again, it's going to be game on.
All right, a skier on the water coming to us from the land down under in Australia. This is Vanessa Wieck. She has plenty of fans around the world, not the least of which is Heather Bonney, who is watching us from Perth in Australia, and it's 2 a.m. over there right now. So a hearty soul munching on her Vegemite and toast and checking in on some of this action.
I thought you were going to say none other than her husband, Noah Wieck, who's probably...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Shout out to Noah. Before I qualified or got my open rating, I spent a winter in West Palm with Noah, and we were ski buddies every day out there at Okehili Park. We'd ski with Chet every once in a while, and then Noah's parents sent down their Nautique 196, and it was like a record cold winter at Okehili, which to me was the first winter I'd ever skied through the year. So Noah and I had the place to ourselves a lot, and I look back on those days very fondly. He was a great ski partner, and nowadays you can go ski with him over at Chet Raley's.
Let's check in with Wade's World.
Hey, I don't have to introduce this girl. Everybody knows who she is. And you just went out and tied for the lead, right?
Yes, yeah, I went out and did 4:39. It's really good. I'm happy with it. I always want a little more, obviously. At the start, I was a bit narrow at the gate. 1 was all right, but 2 was really good, and I just pulled pretty long towards 3. I ended up with a lot of speed, and then that messed me up for the rest. So it's a bit frustrating, but it's also very good. And, can't complain. It can be worse.
Okay, back to you guys. Thanks, Manon.
All right, returning with Vanessa Wieck out there on the water, keeping that ski out ahead of her and running through that second pass very, very stylishly indeed.
I like that Wade's World that you got going on there. I think you guys could bring up some theme music, like Wade's World, Dockside. Excellent.
We're going to work on that.
I think he's going to record it for the next one.
Vince, if you can get on that.
All right, then. There's Vanessa Wieck there. Nice extension. And actually rolling the handle up to where her palms are actually going up towards the sky on that reach into her 135 side, it looks like.
Yeah, she turns it down and then back up. I mean, everybody, like I said before, everybody's got a little nuance. This on 2-4 side, she keeps the handle a little bit flatter. I had a little text exchange with Chet yesterday, and I told him that Vanessa had robbed his 2-4 because she obviously watches him a lot in the boat, who coaches her along with her husband, and Chet is quite a guy to get to watch all the time. So I'm sure it's she's learned a lot just sitting in the boat and watching Chet.
All right, then, fans from across the world, from Cajun country, from Western Australia, all over the world, including the south of France, where my good friend Jill Hill is watching from there. Thank you very much indeed. Here comes Vanessa Wieck. This is 12 meters.
I'm watching here, Matt. Do you see what I see in terms of off of her 135 side? She goes a little heavy into the right shoulder, like the back arm in the wake crossing. It's just a little different than as leveled out as we've seen some of the competitors like Bree Carter just kind of into both arms evenly. Vanessa seems to have a slight bias into that right arm off of that 135 into the wake.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. She's just so still and solid. And like of all the girls that we've watched so far, there's like almost zero pop through the wakes. It's just like super silky, her and Bree. And if you look back through all this, you're going to see that they probably have the strongest, best posture of all of them, because that posture is going to dictate, that wake crossing. As soon as you get that pop or that buckle, that means you're either off balance or you have not equal weight distribution through the arms or through the feet or someplace.
What I really do like there is coming out of the wake into her 2-4 with that right arm already engaged. She rides that line out very nicely, doesn't let that handle get away through the transition right there, and that's setting her up for a nice wide approach into the 2-4.
Yeah, again, this Vanessa, to me, is just another skier that needs that confidence to bust through this 39, because the skill, the ability, the posture, the technique, her ski setup looks great. I mean, everything is all there.
All right, then, here we go. This is Vanessa Wieck, the pride of Australia right now, out on the water. Oh, nicely done, round buoy 5 and all the way round number 6. And another skier that's made it through 38 off, 11.25 meters.
It's almost like yesterday the 38 was a question mark. Like everyone knew they kind of had to run it, but maybe the nerves of knowing that you more or less need to or go deep. Whereas today it just seems like it's an affirmative. There's no question about it. You have to run this pass, and there's just full commitment from all these girls right from the entry gate through the exit gate. They're just going out there to run the pass. No second thoughts about it.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, this shows the level of pro that all these women are, is that, you know, like the Whitneys and the Jamies and those end of the spectrum, you know, it's just given. And then you get to some of the girls that are cutting their teeth in the tour here, and they're thinking about the cut, they're thinking about the number. Well, you know, Whitney and Manon and Jamie have banked so many 38 offs that it's like, dude, they just don't miss it anymore.
Well, that's what I love seeing here. I mean, we had the first skier go off Chelsea Mills and put 4 at 39. The competition all the way through this top 8 in the finals has just been relentless.
It's unbelievable. The level of skiing here is amazing.
All right, needs to get more than 4 buoys for the lead. She can start climbing the leaderboard, provided she gets past number 1, which she does. Round number 2, good to go there. Round number 3, waiting on that ski to come round. Takes the, and it's inside 4, which means that puts her in a 3rd place position at this time. And that tie still remains intact between Chelsea Mills and Manon Costard with 4.
And if you watch out of one ball here, Corey, exactly what you were talking about. She gets a little heavy on that right arm out of one ball, and it just lets her feet swing a little too fast off the second wake. Watch this. She's a little back there, and then she has to hang on real long into it and can't quite connect as strong as she needed to there.
Yeah, when she came off of the 2, I got a little resurgence of hope that it may go past 3, but I think, like you're saying, she picked up some extra load early there. She managed it very nicely through 3, but it was just too much to have a line to go to 4.
And so Vanessa Wieck out there on the water provisionally has 5 pro points in her back pocket at the very least. And with that 5, she moves within about 3 points of Chelsea Mills in the pro point standings, vaulting her up closer towards 5th place on those standings. So well done to her. Vanessa Wieck will ski back to the dock, and will leave the way clear for... I've no clue who this next skier is going to be. I mean, she's been skiing the scene, but I've still no clue who she is, Matt.
I just saw her on the dock, and she's very cute.
Yeah, she's very cute.
Yeah, there she is.
The skier to who I'm referring to jokingly is Whitney McClintock-Greeny.
Absolutely.
Did I see right there, Matt, has Whitney switched to the Vice gloves? Is that a new switch, or am I making things up?
That is a good question.
I wish I knew somebody who would know.
You'd have to ask her that. I don't know. I see that's a radar ski, and she's got some Nautique stickers on there, so yeah, I'm not sure.
I thought I saw that large wrist strap with a metal clasp, so it made me think, but I could be wrong. Going back to what we were saying earlier about what a gift it has been for all of us skiers to be able to go back and watch these webcasts. It's not just that they're available to see, but with so many camera angles, you're able to pick apart things that you're doing that you never saw before and that you can't see from video in the boat, or even when you have a trained eye like Matt looking at you, but the chance to slow it down and have all these angles is a tremendous benefit.
Including the live view, which we actually saw and heard more plainly, that she's going to come into the course on the green line length, which is 32 off. Here she is, Whitney McClintock-Rini.
Yeah, and after I got to be in the booth at the Swiss Pro with you, Tony, I came home and I told Whit, I'm like, man, I wish you would have skied because we could have got all these cool angles of your skiing so I can go home and watch it. I mean, we're getting angles that, I can't get sitting either direction in the boat.
So, Whitney McClintock-Rini will take a look at the instant replay. What do you see here, Corey?
Well, we were kind of having this discussion, and I was just thinking, when you go back and watch this as an opener, I mean, there's just going to be nothing that you want to change. I mean, this is just flawless. I mean, it's an opening pass. It's 13 meters, 32 off, so it's an easy pass for Whitney. But, I mean, everything she does right here is textbook. But that's what you want coming off the dock. I mean, there's nerves on the opening pass and the finals always, but look how calm she looks out there, just riding the line, perfect rhythm everywhere, balanced over the ski, giving it some good power and intensity to start setting up those shorter passes. And, I mean, that was a walk in the park.
So, Corey, do you want to say it with me? Let's see what's happening in
Wade's World.
Hey, we're here with Miss Vanessa. She just finished up a run, and so we were bragging on your 11 meter that you maybe weren't so happy with. How was your 39 though? Tell us.
Oh, it kind of happened really fast. I underran my gate a little bit, but I executed my key that I was talking to my husband about at the gate and into one, so that was good. I just got to go home and get back to work and try and fix a couple of technical things. So yeah, it's back home to work.
Okay, good stuff. Back to you guys.
Here comes Whitney McClintock-Rini, tail end of this next pass at 12 meters. And Matt, I can't help but feel that when Vanessa Wieck talks, she is very forthright and very, very knowledgeable and very on key with what she needs to get done to improve.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, none of these girls out here, I think, are out there guessing. I think they all know, and they all know exactly what they need, what their keys are to have a successful, event and tournament. I'm just watching Whit here. She looks good. She looks confident, relaxed, and strong, so that's all you can ask for on the first couple passes.
Yeah, I was watching that 35 actually on the water, not on the monitor, and I just liked the way she stepped up there and really attacked the pass. I mean, it's going to be an easy pass for her either way, but instead of doing the Will Asher lazy 39, I like here that in her second pass, she brought some good energy and intensity into the pass, and that's what put her on such an early line. Now her adjustment as she goes to 38 and 39 is not much of an adjustment at all. She can go out there and trust the fact that she can execute her keys in the same way and get the same result.
Yeah, and that's, we have the luxury of looking back. I mean, she ran 39 in 2010. So, I mean, the first time she ran 39 was 2010. So we have the luxury of looking back on all those, and what we see is intensity. And her intensity, we try to bring that intensity, much like we're talking about Andy. Man, she's in trouble here. She's going to need a big turn at 5. Come on, girl.
Wow.
Come on, girl. All right. Well, she likes to keep it exciting. I said it yesterday. She listened to me say it yesterday. She always has to throw one of those 1-3-5s in her 38, and today it was 3. Yesterday it was 1.
But yes, as you rightly said, I mean, she's slowly but surely getting back into the rhythm, and her consistency is the main issue that needs to be rectified, doesn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, it's just taken, there's a lot of years of instincts drilled into Whitney. And so, when she gets out on the water, we have a game plan. But, of course, all those, that's 20 years of tournament skiing ingrained in this girl. And it's hard not to revert back to what, your tournament vibes tell you. And it's no different than any other sport. Like, practice is practice, and these tournaments are a whole different ballgame.
But also with that experience, you get the ability to adapt. And right there, a lot of girls, if they had that 3 ball, your mind would have gone straight into doubt. That could have easily been the end of the run just because your mindset tells you you're not getting out of that. Where in Whitney's mind, she was still going to 6 and doing exactly what she needed to at each moment there. It'd be so easy to overdo it at the next buoy or underdo it somewhere else. I mean, she knew exactly what to do to come out the exit gates in that pass.
Yeah, and the tempo is key. Once you get that freak out moment in the middle of your pass, you got to change gear and ski like it's 38 and not more.
All right,
Here we go.
We just saw on the dock side there Chelsea Mills getting ready for a potential runoff, and that could be nearer a reality based on that one buoy count at 39.5 off by Whitney McClintock.
She did the dreaded body over here. You'll see in slow-mo her ski went on top of the rope. Happened to Benny yesterday, actually, at one ball. But he managed to get out of it. Whitney maybe being a little lighter or maybe not attacking it quite as hard, but it caught on the rope and straightened her ski back out. So unfortunately, that's a bummer for Whit, but still proud of her.
And I'm not sure where that came from. I liked this gate pretty good. I thought the approach looked solid. Let's have another look here.
Yeah, it's that classic. She's just rotating and trying to get going.
All right, let's check in with Wade's World.
Hey guys, here in the dock with our top seed, Miss Jamie Bull. 4:10.7's our score. Boat driver, Mr. Keith, ready to go. This is great stuff. Back to you guys.
All right, and did you see that, Matt, just a few moments ago? She actually threw in a pair of glasses to shield her eyes, potentially if it starts raining.
Yeah, we always have a pair in my truck, clear glasses in case it rains at an event. I think we're good, though. I think God's being kind to us. He's given us a little cloud cover, but sparing us from the rain.
I never practice with glasses on. I'm more of a fan of the blink fast method. If it starts raining, I just go into strobe mode and keep the shutters up and down real quick.
I love it.
All right, so the leaderboard as it stands, Costard, Mills, and Veek in the top three as it stands right now. Now, the only person that can prevent a possible runoff for the win is skiing right now. This is Jamie Bull. Looks like it's a 13-meter start.
I think Jamie started at 13 all weekend. I think that's kind of her default starting line length at this point in time. So I don't believe she would start at 35, and it would almost be weird for her now to go back to 28. I don't think she practices it a whole lot. But that was a very cruisy opening pass for Jamie. Looked very on.
Very, very good indeed from as far as I can see. This is Jamie Bull, who yesterday produced a score that is a pending world under-21 slalom record. And she just seems to go on from strength to strength year after year there, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie is solidifying her spot as one of the greats of all time. I mean, at such a young age to run 39 off, I mean, amazing, and closing out a Masters win. She's junior world champion. She's under 21 world champion. She's, I believe she's a junior Masters champion as well. So Jamie is very, very familiar with being last off the dock, knowing the number, knowing the score, and closing the sail.
And also, she is in the lead in the Waterski Pro Tour leaderboard with the pro points. She's currently on 82 pro points on the strength of her performances at Swiss Pro and also at the Masters this past weekend, an event where she took away the victory. Here she comes, looking to do likewise. On 12 meters, this is Jamie Bull setting herself up with the 0 off on A2.
You know, Jamie reminds me a lot of Chris Parrish when he showed up on the scene. Just crazy good when he was young, bigger than everybody else. I mean, that's Jamie. She's tall, she's strong, she takes her fitness really serious, and, you know, she's competing against Regina, who's the shortest girl in the field. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said for the potential of this girl over the next 10 years.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. On that note about the fitness, Jamie is a fellow Flow Point Method ambassador, along with me and a few others, J-Mac being one, Matteo Luzzeri being another one. And just a shout out to Marcus Brown and Jenny LeBaugh. They have put together a pretty amazing program. And I didn't find my Flow Point yesterday. I kind of missed it out there. But I can tell you, they've gotten me coming into this spring more prepared than ever. And certainly whatever they're doing with Jamie, it seems to be working.
All right, then. So with about less than 5 seconds to go before we hit the throttle to take her up out the water, a big shout-out to all of our sponsors who have made this broadcast and this event possible. Thank you very much indeed to each and every one of you. There's Keith Alberton at the helm of that towboat. His company, Alberton Electrical, is one of the main sponsors of this event. So thanks to him and everyone who's involved at that level. Here it comes. Needs to run this pass to stand a chance of climbing up towards the podium. Here we go. This is Jamie Bull. Round buoy number 1. Can't afford to put too much of a foot wrong here. A little bit of a slide on number 2. Good to go round number 3, keeping the ski out ahead of her. And I tell you what, looking good, looking strong. Look at those 6 buoys.
Wow, that's a 38 off right there. I'll tell you guys, I'm pretty sure we're going to see her run another 39 here this weekend.
Well, right here at this gate from the starting dock end, you can get a really good view of it sort of from where everyone's hanging out around the dock and around the 7th buoy area. So I was paying a lot of attention to all the skiers yesterday from that vantage point, and I really didn't see anybody, men or women's side, who's got their gate tempo more dialed in than Jamie. I really like the way she's connected to the boat through the glides, setting up that turn in, and just getting a nice progressive load from the boat all the way through center, and that's what's setting up these rhythmic passes.
And you know what? Each one of our women competitors has gotten to at least 39.5 off, all 8 of them.
Yeah, amazing. And these are the moments that build Jamie as a champion. She sees that number. It's a good day for her when she runs more than 4 at 39. So she's really going to have to dig deep and do this. But this is the beginnings of somebody who's going to dominate.
All right, then. So the Red Baron accelerates.
Well, and as we know here, the gate is going to determine a lot. If she can get the start she needs, that's what opens up the 4-ball or more.
All right, here we go. Jamie Bull, 10.75 meters, round buoy number 1. Takes a big old hit off number 2. In round number 3. Now if she can get round number 4. Can she make it outside number 5? Yep. I don't know. She makes the play to 5, and she does. There you go. So Jamie Bull, unofficially your winner of the women's slalom event here at the Lake 38 Pro Slalom event. And if it is confirmed that she is the winner, she will get 16 pro points. Gentlemen, give us your assessment here.
Well, this is definitely the best 39 gate we saw of the day so far. That 1-ball, that's the tightest anyone's come off. She had a little hesitation here at a 2. Not too much, but head rocked back a little bit. A little slow off a 3, so I think she was really not going to overreact here at 4. She just needed to get outside of 5. Played it very smart here. A little bit of safety check, as you like to say, at 4, and just enough to get outside that 5-ball.
These are the moments that build a champion right here. Last off the dock, you know the score, you go out and beat it. I mean, hats off to Jamie. She's doing a fabulous job out there.
And with 16 pro points for the win, that gives Jamie Bull a current total of, 98 points. That moves her further out in front of Manon Costard in the women's slalom pro points standings, ahead of Brooke Baldwin. Not too sure how the other positions play out at this time, but we'll get an updated leaderboard on the Waterski Pro Tour leaderboard. You can find out more about the Waterski Pro Tour by going to waterskiprotour.com and check out the rules. But a great victory there from Jamie Bull, and we're going to hear from her in Wade's World.
Hey, here with Champion. Now she's gone back-to-back weeks. Couldn't feel any better, huh?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I mean, the girls really put up some big scores at the start. I mean, first skier out ran 4:39, and then Manon backed that up. So I knew I needed a piece of 5-ball, which is pretty high score. So yeah, it feels good to, like, I don't know, do it again this weekend.
So talk about the different challenge of going as top seed when you got no one left behind you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really used to that. I mean, in juniors I had that a bit, being top seed, but it's been quite a few years since I've been last off the dock. So I kind of talked to a few people this morning about it, and I called Marcus before he skied too and was like, I don't know.
Got to control the emotions, right?
For sure, and just try and like go out there and just ski. And I was able to like stay calm down at the far end. And
stay in the moment, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I had a pretty decent start at 39. Came off a little fast into 3, and then 4 was decent, but I was like, I need 5.
Just 5.
It's like I just
4
need a piece
and a
of
quarter.
5. So I'm just gonna drop the shoulder and pull the 5 and got a piece of it. So it was good.
Well, awesome. You want to shout out to mom and dad? Come on.
Hi. Yeah, I know they're watching. I think my brother's watching too, and so yeah, it's awesome. Wish you guys were here, but it's okay.
Congrats. Thanks, girl.
Thanks.
And taking the congratulations from Wade and from countless amounts of people across the world who are commenting in. And there is your podium. Jamie Bull with the win on her Syndicate Slalom ski ahead of Manon Costard riding Connolly. And who was in third place there, I believe?
Chelsea Mills.
Chelsea Mills, all right.
And this might be another good time to remind people about the Skier of the Day award. I mean, Chelsea went out there and set that bar. I think she's in the runnings, but then hard to take it away from Jamie right there as the other bookend to that women's final, to go out there, know what the number is, like Matt said, and be able to do exactly what she needed to do to get that extra half a buoy and take home the win.
Yeah, Jamie, if I was voting, Jamie would get my vote. That was impressive skiing.
All right, then. So make sure you get your vote in for Skier of the Day, waterskibroadcasting.com/play. We'll be right back with the men's slalom competition here at Lake 38 for the Pro Slalom competition. We'll be back right after these messages. Do not go away.
I think we're going to put Corey in this seat because my wife's wanting to leave.
Get after it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot.
Denali. No hype, just science.
All right then, folks. Welcome back to the Lake 38 for the Lake 38 Pro Slalom competition. My name is Tony Lightfoot, and we got Corey Vaughan here taking over from Matt Reaney. We have to thank Matt Reaney first off for his analysis and feedback of what has been an absolutely scintillating competition. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have somebody with Matt's. It's great to have somebody with Matt's eye in the booth just to break down a lot of that technical aspects of the performance out there. I mean, he knows the sport inside and out, and he knows a lot of the competitors on a personal level. So definitely a big thanks to Matt, and unbelievable final there from the ladies.
All right, and we're going to take a look at the Pro Tour points for the women's slalom. And yes, as I mentioned, 98 points Jamie Bull is currently on, ahead of Manon Costard with 77. ahead of Brooke Baldwin with 52. Chelsea Mills had made a great in-runs there. She was up to the point in this competition. She was 5th. Now she's in 4th, ahead of Whitney McClintock-Rini with 37. Vanessa Vick with 32. Addie Nicholson with 24. Regina Jaquist moves down the ladder a little bit on 16. Bree Carter up to 15. And you'll find the updated leaderboards by going to waterskiprotour.com. Waterskiprotour.com will give you the updated pro points. Now, I'll tell you what. I would say that that Chelsea Mills would get my vote for skier of the day.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really tough call. I'd say Chelsea Mills first off the dock and Jamie Bull last off the dock are the two that made the strongest statement out there.
Okay. And you can vote for Skier of the Day by going to waterskibroadcasting.com/play. Waterskibroadcasting.com/play. Now, here's our list for the Open Men's Competition. Landon Gills will take to water first, followed by Robert Hazelwood, then Cole McCormick, Jonathan Travers, Benjamin Stadelbauer, Dane Meckler, Will Asher, and Freddie Winter.
And of course, the skier of the day is men and women, so we have a whole new crowd to possibly choose from. And Landon got a PB yesterday. Here he is, 13 meters. And if he can get through that 39 today, that'll be a big PB for him. It'll be a big pressure on the rest of the field and put him in the runnings.
Yes, indeed, and he qualified 8th into this competition and looking particularly strong in that pass. And Terry Lord, if you are watching right now, congratulations to you. You won the women's audience prize. You get a Connolly ski of your choice. We will be contacting you shortly to arrange transportation of your prize to you. But Terry Lord, you are a big old winner for accurately predicting the women's slalom podium. Make sure you can vote for Skier of the Day by going to waterskibroadcasting.com/play. Waterskibroadcasting.com/play. So Landon Gills, our skier who qualified in 8th and got a fair ways down, 39.5 off yesterday to make it into this portion of the competition.
I'm on the move, I'm going up. I'm a man on a mission with no missions, and I'm looking for love. Oh, I'm just looking for love. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. Watch out.
What if I told you there was a place where the sounds of nature are only broken by the roar of a boat? A place where that summer feeling lasts all year long. A place where the Florida sun is only outshined by the smiles of the skiers. A place where first-time skiers can ski alongside world champions, and the world-class coaches work with all levels of skiers. What if I told you there was a place where life slows down and your only job is to make lifelong memories? That place is Swiss Water Ski Resort. Book your trip at SwissWaterSkiResort.com.
And welcome back. And this is my good friend here.
Come on.
This is Corey Vaughn.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
A little drama there with the rain. Had to protect that $1 million worth of equipment that's all over the place here. And what I'm wanting to find out is Landon, is this his lucky day because he's going to get to go again because of the rain? Or is it his unlucky day that he had the rain and his score is going to count and the next 7 are going to go out without him?
That's a tricky one. Tricky one to call. Anyway, okay, we're going to go to Wade's world right now. Wade, who have you got?
Yep. On. Hey, guys, waiting out a rain delay. Actually, it stopped raining, but protocol, we got to wait about a half hour for the lightning because it was a big strike just behind us. But as you can see, our conditions have laid down. All the gentlemen's finalists are hanging out over here trying to get their nerves under control. It's always a hurry up and wait, and that's where we're at again. Hurry up and wait. Back to you guys, Tony.
Yes, and that is worth pointing out that when there is lightning detected, much like SEC sports or NCAA football, if it is detected, then you have to wait half an hour for it to clear out of the area before you can continue. And we observe that same principle here within the sport of tournament water ski slalom.
Well, these guys are going to be pushing walls of water about 30 feet in the air. If that's not a lightning rod, then I'm not sure what is. So we got to play it on the safe side, but during that break there, we did get confirmation that Landon is going to be allowed a warm-up pass and then will get to resume where he left off. So I'm guessing this is his lucky day. He actually got a little bit of a warm-up there in the rain, and he will have the chance to go out and improve upon his score and set a bar for the rest of the competition to follow.
And speaking of Landon, here is his exit. An 11.25 meters, a 38 off, battling against the rain that was coming down. And just look at this.
Well, what I see here is this is Landon's first final, and the adrenaline looked like it was to the max. Landon maybe over-skiing this a little bit just to go out there and...
Oh, look at that.
I mean, look how hard he was going, and it's hard to stay in control right there. So this may play in his favor where, having done that, letting the adrenaline come down a moment, he may be able to come out and...
Look how close he was.
I know. He nearly made it onto shore. He may be able to settle down now, have that one under his belt, and then do something that approximates his... I'd say more normal style and tempo, something a little bit more like skiing at home. So let's hope for him that it's his lucky day, because I know he'd like to take down his first tournament 39 and make a stab at skier of the day and put some pressure on the rest of the pack.
All right, then. We'll hope to see him go out, obviously, because he crashed on that pass. He would, if he wanted a warm-up, I think it would have to be from the opposite end, wouldn't it? 12 meters. To line up to his 11.25 meters going in that direction, yeah?
Yeah, they maybe will put him on the boat and drive down to the other end of the lake and take a ski back at whatever pass he wants just to get comfortable, get back on the water, and then he'll come back in at 11 meters. And the conditions right now are perfect. We had that little rain cell come through. We obviously had to take shelter. There was a lightning strike, cover all of the equipment. But now we are back in pristine conditions here.
Okay, let's check in with Wade's World.
Hey guys, here in the dock with Mr. Landon Gills, who unfortunately had the epicenter of the weather right when he's making his first finals run ever. So you get another go though, right?
I guess so. Looking forward to it. Give it another shot.
So do we know we'll get to go out at 13 or we have to go out at 11 meters?
I'm not sure. I think it has something to do with how long you've been waiting, but I don't know the exact rules, so we'll see what.
Same as the weather protocol, some of those technical things that don't hang us up too much. But
right.
So let's talk about the Florida State Law School coming up real soon, huh?
Yep, couple months. Trying to enjoy my last free summer, right?
So go Seminoles, yeah. I've got one graduated and one to go.
All right, yep. Good stuff.
So we'll be seeing more of you here at Lake 38, right?
Absolutely. New home site for a couple years. Yep.
And we're going to see him in the water here real soon as they give us the green light. Back to you guys.
All right, back to us to keep you entertained. We saw some great slalom skiing a little bit earlier on. For those of you that are just tuning in, welcome to the Lake 38 Pro Slalom. And we've already had the women's slalom final. For those of you that want to check back on that event and scroll through to that event, you could do it really, really easy by going to the bottom of the YouTube player and just scrub along towards the left until you actually find the event. And hey, presto, you could play it again. What a novel concept.
I mean, it's such a nice feature for the spectators. We mentioned it a couple of times already, how great it is for the athletes to be able to go back and get some critical analysis of their passes from the previous day or the previous tournament. And if anyone's only just tuning in for the men, we do have a little bit of a delay right now until we're clear from the lightning strike, and I would encourage you to go back and check out that women's finals because they absolutely laid it down. Not a single lady out of the 8 missed 38 off. I mean, the competition was incredible. Chelsea Mills went out there, first skier off the dock, ran 4 at 39, which held her into a tie for second place tie for first place until Jamie Bull, the last skier of the round, went out there and eclipsed that score by a half a buoy. So I'm sorry if I'm giving a spoiler alert here. But it was a great, great competition and a lot of great skiing to watch. If you're looking to improve your own technique, watching these pros with all the camera angles that TWBC offers, it really shows you what's going on out there, and you can pick up a lot just from watching.
Right you are, and rain coming down a little bit again. And
back in the boathouse again.
Looks like the boat's going to be directed into the boathouse again, and another delay. You could control certain things. You could control the boats, the skis, and almost everything you can about the tournament. But the one thing you cannot control,
it's the weather. I mean, we're an outdoor sport, and we have to work with Mother Nature on her terms here. And You know, if we can get through this one, I'm guessing it's just another pocket of rain. If we can get through this without a lightning strike, then our return to the water will be a lot quicker. We won't have to do the safety delay, and it'll just be a little bit of rain, and I think we'll be right back in action.
Okay, so we'll return back right after these messages.
Denali. No hype, just science.
I'm on the move, I'm going up. I'm a man on a mission with no missions, and I'm looking for love. Oh, I'm just looking for love. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. Watch out.
All right, we are back, and that was a brief squall of rain.
Hopefully we're back to stay this time. It's perfect conditions on the water. If we can keep the rain away, then I think we're going to see an amazing finals from the men, the same way we did from the women. Water's glassy. I guess there's a faint bit of wind. It looks like maybe a slight tailwind, maybe 2 miles an hour off the starting dock. Not really enough to even think about.
So your name doesn't work. You can't tell your office.
The Red Baron, as Tony said, back in action here, ready to take Landon. We're gonna get figured out what the strategy is here for getting Landon back on the water. He's going off the starting dock, so maybe he's getting a complete start over.
Okay, it looks like on the starting dock area, we're going to go with our next competitor. I'm not too sure what the status is on Landon Gills, but... Okay, so he's going to ski down, and he's going to do 12 meters coming back up, and then he's going to attempt 11.25 coming back. That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess he can do any pass he wants on the return. It's just an unscored warm-up pass, so he could opt to take 13 meters if he wanted to, just get back in some rhythm. It's always hard to come off of a delay. I've had that happen in a couple of pro events, and so I know that it disrupts your flow a little bit, but the conditions are great now. No more rain for Landon. Let's see if he can settle back into his rhythm and into his game plan here. Did look a little bit jacked up on adrenaline in that first opening set. The rain may have contributed to that some, but I think we'll give him a fair chance here to go out and give his best performance. We see the other skiers getting ready there on the dock. It's not just the first guy. When it's stop and start like this for rain, everybody that's kind of got their heart set on getting out there in the next few minutes, you're kind of amped up and ready, and then you're told to pause, and then you have to amp it up again, and then pause. It's a bit of a mind game, but we got a lot of experienced skiers coming off there, so I'm sure they're not sweating it too much. It's probably falling the brunt of it on Landon, who's in his first pro finals right here.
Just trying to gain a lot from this experience. In his first pro final, we're seeing Cole McCormick right there.
I don't know.
All right then, so we're going to go to Wade.
Hey guys, here on the dock with Cole McCormick, who's from Central Florida. We're used to those rain showers, but not when we're ready for our pro final, right?
No, having rain when we're getting ready to ski is obviously pretty sucky, but you know, I got some goggles, so ready to power through it.
Yeah, we're gonna see him up soon. You're seeing Landon right behind us doing his warm-up, and Handsome Rob next. Back to you guys.
Okay, we just saw Landon Gills come back on his optional warm-up pass of 12 meters. He'll come back in on 11.25 meters.
Now this is a must-run pass. This is a pro finals. You're going to have to get through 38 and really through 39 to put some pressure on the field. So good that he's back on top of his ski. We're in the heat of battle now, and I'd like to see Landon get a nice rhythmic start here and run a 38 that actually primes him for a good shot at the 39 pass.
Okay, right you are. So let's see if he can use this. Use that little bit of time off the water, a little bit of a rest to recharge himself. All right, so Landon Gills behind the Red Baron. See what he's got behind that ski nautique.
Now that looks like a cleaner start on the one ball already. I like that gate one. Landon looking more settled at this point in the course than he was on the prior 38 in the rain. Yeah, and he's going to run that without a whole lot of sweat.
Oh, and fair play to the man. He got round all 6 buoys this time around, and he's going to see if he can put a little bit of pressure on the 10.75 meters off 39.5 off.
Yeah, with a 38 like that, he should feel pretty confident that he can go out there, have a look at the gate. This has been the favorite end, the far end of the lake, not the starting dock end, for getting the best gate shot. So Landon set himself up well. He ran 5 from this direction yesterday. That was a PB. If he can get all 6, I think he'll just be ecstatic. That would be his first 39 in pro competition, and it'll give everybody else on the dock a lot to think about.
Now, so, and also on top of which, if he runs 10.75 meters, he'll be the very first person from his state to ever have run it.
Yeah, I didn't really know Landon very well before this weekend. I'd bumped into him a couple of times, and that home state you're referring to is Colorado. So when he said something to me about back home, and then he mentioned Colorado, I thought, okay, here's somebody else stepping up that's not from Florida. Always good to see.
Okay, let's check in with Wade's World.
Hey, here with Benny Stadelbar. A little quiet after the rain, huh?
Yeah, everybody quiet down on the dock for a little bit, and just kind of excited to get out in the water. It looks great right now. Landon coming back at 39, so I think it's going to be a good show.
Back to you guys.
All right, here comes Landon at 39.5 off. And he collapses around 3 ball there. Just didn't really get the start that he needed to really maintain a rhythm that could help him run that pass.
You know, though, Tony, he wasn't far off here. I mean, I think this is where, in the women's side, we talked about the experience of some of the ladies. That's obviously not a perfect 1 ball, but he's not out of the game here, nor 2. I mean, this is not a bad 2-ball turn. He's still in it right here, but I think being first finals 39, right there, not having the experience, he was a little cautious into the buoy and then had to go for too much at the finish, and that's where he got that ski to skip out.
All right, but I mean, he's been skiing out of his skin for the last couple of rounds and doing a fine job. So he can hold his head up high for his effort out there, and we might even get a chance to talk to him some as he gets ready to continue on with this summer and look forward. Gets ready to look forward to his studies over at FSU. So. All right, come on in, Landon. Come on in. Let our water ski fans there and inside the trailer where we got our crew there and, pick up the microphone. All right, so Landon, what up?
Not much. What's happening?
Nothing too much. We're just here chilling out, watching some skiing. Me and my good friend Corey. So. I mean, how did you settle down enough to be able to go back out there and ski the way that you did after that initial deal?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if I did, but that was fun nonetheless. Really enjoyed it. So
you got a few more weeks before life kicks in, huh?
Yeah, a couple weeks. Going home to Colorado. Excited to get back home, do some skiing this summer, and then be back here in August. So.
All right, then. We thank you very much indeed. Great effort out there. And also congratulate you once again for being the strongest pool winner at the Swiss Pro Slalom event. Don't forget that, folks.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. You take care of yourself and good luck going forward. And that is Landon Gills. And Corey, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, well, I'm excited for Landon. I mean, it was a great step up this weekend. And then he's going to be coming to live in this area. He's going to be on... going to Florida State Law School and skiing here at Lake 38 as his home training site. And I know that Dane Meckler and Matteo Luzzeri have both gone to graduate school at Florida State and skied here during that time. And when they did, both of them continued to step up their game. So although he'll be busy in the books, he'll still get some good training. And with his fundamentals and his size, Landon's got a bright future ahead in the sport. So I hope we don't lose him to the law. I feel like we need more water skiers than we do lawyers right now in the world. So let's not drift off too far there, Landon. I can say that. My whole family's lawyers.
Here we go. Okay. All right. There you go, Landon Gills. We just heard from him, and we're now seeing Robert Hazelwood out of Lincoln in England. Part of that Hazelwood dynasty, as it were, winning on 30 meters, the minimum starting line length for its opening pass. Oh, look at this. This is velvety smooth.
It's smooth, and at the same time, it's smooth because he's out there skiing on offense. He's attacking this pass, and he's bringing that good intensity from these early passes. That's why it looks so good. He's not out there skiing cautiously, trying to make it pretty. He's trying to dial himself in for these shorter line lengths and rob somebody who has just had a dynamite start to the season. I mean, he skied great at the Swiss Pro, ran 3 at 41 there, and then qualified for the Masters in the LCQ round. So he's at the top of his game right now, and as one of the young guns on the scene, really making a statement that he's here to stick around and he's going to keep climbing the ladder.
All right, nice. Climbing his way up, and we're keeping an eye on the World Water Ski Tour points and how they're allocated. They're allocated the same way as the women's in this competition, which is an Intro 1 pro event. 16 points goes to the winner, 12 to second, 9 to third, and the points go on from there onward downward. So there's Cole McCormick, who's getting ready to slice and dice it out there. Certainly one of our great up-and-coming slalom skiers, and another one of those in the same category. So here comes Robert Hazelwood. Believe he...
Rob looking really solid through this 38
absolutely.
Right here.
So nicely done, Robert Hazelwood, all the way through on the 6 buoy count. And hey, you might switch. So looking at this instant replay, I've got a very special guest that I'm going to introduce you to in just a moment or so. But, Corey, tell us a little bit more about Robert Hazelwood from what you see.
Yeah, I mean, same thing I just said a moment ago on the 35 pass. I mean, Rob's just looking really solid out there, and a big reason is that he is attacking the course right here. You can just see in his style, he's an aggressive skier, but that's actually why it looks smooth. He's running an early line because he's not hanging back waiting to see what's going to happen. He's always kind of one step ahead. He's got his game plan, and he's sticking to it really well so far right now.
All right, then. So, special guest, Manon Costard.
Hi, guys.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Welcome.
Pretty good. Yeah, welcome to where it all happens.
Yeah, it's beautiful. What a setup.
And let's see you model this here T-shirt here. Look at this.
I've
It's
got
beautiful, isn't it?
TWBC T-shirt. The back is pretty great too.
Yes,
You guys won't
indeed.
see.
And you can get yourself one of those by going to waterskibroadcasting.com/shop. Yes, indeed. We'll take a look at your slalom replay in just a few moments, but let's have a look and check in on 11.25 meters for Robert Hazelwood.
Tony, I think we're at the 10.7 right now. This is the money pass. Rob off to a good start right here. When you're off a 3 that good, you kind of know you should run the pass, all things being equal. And look at that, no trouble at all.
Oh, nicely done. Loving what I'm seeing out there. Some great skiing from Robert Hazelwood, hailing out of Lincoln in England. And Manon, tell us a little bit about Rob Hazelwood from what you can see.
From what I've been seeing this year, he's been skiing amazingly well. He came out at the beginning of the season putting huge scores right away just with Swiss, and then he backed it up with the qualifying tournaments for Masters. And this weekend he looks really good too. He's got a great rhythm. Corey was saying that he's going for it and sort of aggressive, but yeah, I agree with that. And he also has a rhythm that is just, he's with the line all the time, and it's good. It's good to watch him ski.
All right then. So whilst we have you here, I know you'll be taking a few pictures shortly, but let's replay your slalom from a little bit earlier on. But but before that, we'll have a look at Rob Hazelwood's attempt at 10.25 meters. Now, Robert Hazelwood has the lead now because he's run 39.5 off 10.75 meters. Let's see what he can do with the next run. He's been skiing lights out consistently all season long, and I'm sure he's going to be a shoe-in for the British water ski team for the World Championships coming up a little bit later on this season. And here he comes, Robert Hazelwood, 10.25 meters. Look at this, setting up on A2. Oh, getting broken over terribly. Oh, and ejects there and gets one buoy at 10.25 meters, visibly annoyed. But we'll take a look at 10.25 meters on the instant replay. And Corey, you tell us what went pear-shaped for him.
Well, I like this gate shot right here. It looks like he wanted to send a message, and he went for just a little too much there. Look, he practically turned the ski backwards, and that's what got him crushed. Tried to go for the long pull to 2, but he lost too much time on the backside of 1 right there. I mean, he was thinking, 3 or 4, and you kind of have to commit at that level if you're going to go down the pass, and it was just a tiny bit too much.
All right, then. Looks like we have... Okay, so we're going to re-rack and watch you first, okay? We're trying to stack the order here, so let's have a look at you, Manon Costard, first of all, and comment on your skiing.
All right. Well, I tried really hard to work on my gates for this last round. I've been struggling with them, and my ones have been pretty rough because of them. This is a big one again, but I think a little better than yesterday. I was pretty happy with 2, honestly. And then I think from what I remember, when I ski, we're going to see it here. But yeah, I pulled all the way to 3 for no reason. I got there with, a ton of speed, and then it just messed me up for the rest. I'm not trusting myself that much for my edge change towards 135 right now. So it's just, I had way too much speed, pulled too long, and that, messed my 3 up, which, is a shame.
All right then, and but good skiing up to that point, Manon Costar. We definitely appreciate your efforts, and we wish you the very best of luck
Thank you.
for the next competition. Now,
Thank you.
Robert Hazelwood, come on in. So, Robert, what's up?
Oh, I actually felt as here we go. Got a good gate on 41. Managed to I felt good into it, and then I think I just overturned the living hell out of it.
Yeah, I was about to say living snot, but you can use whatever expression you want. Let's have a look.
I mean, I got my gate timing right. I knew that it was good. I was going through them, felt good, and then just that little tail bob, jumped right on the tip. I could have done a Freddie winner and thrown it out there, but I like my body too much.
You like the ability to be able to lift a glass, a drink, or
it's
walk.
a nice feeling able to do that. But I mean, my 39 actually, I think it was. I'm trying to think. My 39, I think, felt pretty solid. Felt good all the way through. Finally, was kind of getting some consistency on both sides. And I thought I had it on 41, but what can you do? Stuff happens. We'll go back to the drawing board and figure it out.
All right, then. We'll keep you here for a second, but let's check in with Wade's World.
Yep. After this pass? Right now. Right now. Oh, hey, guys. Here with John Travers. He's getting his game face on. So nobody's put up that huge score yet, huh?
No, not yet. I thought Rob was going to get deep 41. He's been skiing really well, but, everyone I've talked to is having a little bit tough times on their gates. So I'm sure that's what it was. I didn't watch him. I think he got one. So I think for everyone here, it's just kind of a gate game, trying to get our timing on the gate, and then from there, it's see how far we can get.
And the light's a little flat, which makes these glassy water even a little tougher to get their depth perception. So we're going to see JT up next. We'll see how it goes. Back to you guys.
All right, we're back with Robert Hazelwood, and you figured you're not doing anything much right now, so you might as well stick around for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I can stick around. I'm done for the weekend now. But yeah, ooh.
And here's Cole McCormick. We've re-racked his pass. And Corey, what do you see?
Well, again, these early passes, everyone's just kind of getting a feel, getting a look at the gates, trying to get that timing dialed in for the later passes. And like I've said with a couple of the other skiers, I like the way that Cole's bringing some intensity in here, skiing with a lot of confidence. He's not going out there and lollygagging at his opener. He's going ahead and setting up a rhythm that's going to help carry him into 41.
All right, let's see what that next pass looks like there for Cole McCormick. I'm not too sure whether he went in on 32 off or 35 off. Actually coming back at 35 off now, 12 meters. 35 off, equivalent to 40 feet of line. So he only has about 2.5 feet of room to spare to get around all 6 buoys, just to put that in perspective. And not a bad looking pass. And Robert, anything you see there in particular?
It's pretty textbook from Cole. He has his own kind of style with he's quite aggressive with his shoulders behind the boat, but he makes it work. He really carries the line out well. And I mean, just like a copycat of his 32, but I'm sure he's warming up for 38. I mean, nice gate, stays over his ski. And then, how he swings out there is, he kind of does it his own way, but it works perfectly. I mean, he gets up so high on the boat. Gets a real nice turn in and beautiful.
Yeah, I think on the spectrum that we've been talking about here, it's almost like Cole settled it down a little bit on the 35 versus his 32. Rob's right. His style is very prone to going aggressive. But this looked just kind of smooth and cruisy. But we know Cole, as he gets shorter, he's not going to be afraid to bury that shoulder. He's going to get himself where he needs to go. We're going to have to make sure that he doesn't go from one shoulder too far to the other extreme. Yesterday he had a judge's call where his edge change and release put him kind of right over top of the buoy. So as we get short, we're going to have to make sure he takes that swing off the wake and gets to his widest point outside the buoy.
All right, we've just seen a couple of our next competitors, JT and Benjamin Stadelbauer, getting ready to go themselves after Cole McCormick, who's on the water right now, 11.25 meters. Pass he knows he needs to run. Oh, look at this. Native of Central Florida, but his nationality is most certainly Canadian. And there you go, around all 6 buoys on that pass, 11.25 meters. Anything you see there differently from 12?
Yeah, that one you can see it's kind of like, especially for the pro skiers out here, 32, 35, they're basically warm-ups. Obviously, things can go wrong, but they're kind of feeling out the waters. How does the body feel today? But you can see here on 38, just kind of getting a little more aggressive behind the boat. Gets a really nice one. I mean, his 135's pretty much the same all the way down the line, but just looked a little more uncomfortable on this 2-4, having to go a little bit. But, I mean, it's all under control. There's very little wrong there, but we'll see here if on his 39 that he manages to kind of squeak out that little bit of tip rise. You see the ski getting stuck behind him a little bit, but, yeah, I mean, for a 38, that's a pretty smooth pass.
Yeah, I'd just like to see Cole even things out a little bit right here. I've seen him, when he's at his best, it's very symmetrical side to side. Right there we saw a really big 3-ball, a dynamic turn, but that gave him a little bit of extra speed and load up into 4, which took away from that 4-ball turn. Here for 39, and certainly if he wants to go down the line at 41, he's going to need a more symmetrical rhythm, which means he can't overload so hard off the backside of that 135.
Yeah, that's one thing I always think with Cole. He always has, especially on his 41, his 2-4s usually pretty aggressive, pretty on it. So let's hope he balances it out here.
Okay, here we go. 10.75 meters right from the gun. There we go. That's 39.5 off. 10.75 meters. Oh, look at this. Having to work against a 2-foot deficit on each turn and gets around all 6 buoys. And
I mean, I think from what I see there, you see he's starting to get a little bit more experience. Like I know in the last few years I've been watching on the webcast, so I see it probably better than I do when I'm out there skiing. But I mean, little messy, you can see a little bobble on 2, but he's just not going to miss it. He's strong. His 135's kind of keeping him in it. And yeah, I mean, a little bobble on 2-4 again, but at 41 he's not going to be thinking about that. It's all commitment, all go, so he's there. That's all you need to do.
All right, then, and as we look towards the end of that pass, let's check in with Wade's World.
No introduction needed. Champion, Senior Will Asher. What are you thinking?
Right now I was trying to figure out the best route to get to Chicago.
No, I figured as much. I said, look, he's Googling how to get to Chicago right now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Everyone's skiing well. The girls obviously skied phenomenally well. And, yeah, it's just 6 buoys, first one's on the right.
There we go. Back to you guys.
All right, then. So we've got multitudes of viewers checking in from all across the world, from Bush's Wake Sports Park over there in Canada. We've got others from all across the world checking in. So thanks a lot, guys and girls, for doing just that. Here comes Cole McCormick, setting on B3 with the 0 off.
Good one.
This is a 41.
What a 1-ball.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
no. And I don't think he made it outside 3 on that occasion. So it looks like it is going to be a 2-buoy count. It's enough for the lead. But how long does that lead remain intact for, we wonder?
I kind of see the same thing as what's been happening from his 38. I think maybe he just didn't quite trust his 2. I mean, his 1 was good. Nearly always gets a 1 at 41 like that. Looks nice and wide, and then it's kind of the same thing that you've been seeing all the way through the line, but at 41 it just can't happen. You can't have a bobble like that. Oh, that was close.
That's going to be a judge's call right there. He didn't try to sell it and go for the S-turn or really make it look like a half buoy, but that might have been outside of 3-ball. Let's wait and hear what we get from the judges on this. Maybe this camera angle will show it to us a little bit better. I agree with Rob. I like the 1-ball right here. That's a great 1-ball at 41. I would like to see him stay over the ski a bit more through the finish. He kind of goes back there looking for the line. Let's see. Oh, I think he got that.
Actually, yeah, it's hard because I know that 3-ball is actually a little bit low as well. It's on the softer side, so I guess the judges will be looking to see whether it compressed the ball, whether he pushed it down. He's had the last 2 rounds he's had 2 judgment calls. So again, 3rd round is down to the judges. I wouldn't want to be judging that one. That was hard to see.
Well, from that angle from the boat, we did see orange as his boot was going around the buoy. So it's going to be a question of did he sink it, which would make it you can't submerge the buoy before your front boot gets there. But I think the way he got the ski outside and maybe because he didn't try to turn and bury the ski deeper, may have kept that buoy up, and that may be a quarter or a half buoy. We're going to wait and see here.
Yeah, it looked like he may be. I don't know. I think if he got around it, again, it's going to be a tight one for the 1.25. It looked like he might have held that handle just long enough, but again, I think the judges are going to be taking that one click by click and
2.5.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the call that I would have probably made. I think you've always got to, in my opinion, you've always got to go with the skier. I mean, if you see orange, then. But I am a skier, so I might be a little bit biased there. But I'm always a little bit nice with that. But yeah, good call, I think.
No, I think he earned it there, and I think, as you know, Rob, that's a huge difference. The difference between 2 and any piece of 3. A lot of times in these finals, we'll see a stack up with 2. Like Cole had the great 1 there. Even a great 1, you might not get off a 2 right, but getting that piece of 3 is going to set him apart and going to push everybody else to have to get a 1-2 that keeps him going.
Yeah, it's a big thing. There's going to be no, and I think in a good way now. It's at least I know in like Dane. I think is it Dane next or whoever's next or John. There should be no doubt coming into that 2 ball. There's no when someone has a 2, it's always, especially for the lefties because it's their offside. It's always a little bit, do I turn it, do I not, do I back off? So, I mean, John, they're not going to be thinking about it. Once they got to 41, it's going to be off to 3, hopefully, so.
Right, here he is, a resident out of Oklahoma in Central Florida and selecting B3 on the 0-off. This is Jonathan Travers, round number 4. Good strike on number 5. And Corey, I mean, you've seen him ski for donkey's years, and he's been growing better and better each year, and his consistency is really picked up a pace over the last season or 2.
Well, I mean, yesterday we saw John in that second round. He didn't have the 39 pass that he wanted, but he had the composure to just stay with it, do what he needed to do to get out the end, and then kind of reset his mind and go in there with a great start at 41. He had an amazing gate 1, nearly got outside a 4-ball, and I mean, what we're saying here, Cole set himself apart by getting a piece of 3, but we've got to keep in mind yesterday Will and Freddie both got 5 at 41 in the opening round, and then in round 2 when they were skiing, not even for qualifying, Will kept some cards close to his chest, didn't even put it on 41, just skied to the dock after a nice easy 39. Freddie went out there and ran 41, so a lot of these guys need to be thinking not just about the 2-3 range, they need to be thinking about a start that's going to go down the lake.
Well, we just saw that shot there of the 7th buoy. Not too many people inside there right now.
Everyone's watching.
Everyone's watching. No one's playing darts as JT and I don't know who else was playing darts against him, but they probably lost money. Anyway,
it was Rob.
Maybe.
Yeah. If we had money on it, I would have lost money. I'm a horrendous darts player, but here we go. John coming in. I mean, JT, again, it's a copy of his 32. It looks classic JT. The one thing I always think about JT is he's offside when it's going well. Like now, it looks like he's onside. They're both the same, especially on his early passes. He really lets that ski come through. I mean, the ski's dialed in. It looks pretty good. So he's hopefully going to be getting down some boys here and all the way into 41.
And also a critical connecting point between the skier and the ski is the binding, which he helped to develop that edge binding and. Obviously, very, very critical that you get that set up right because a lot can go wrong if it isn't absolutely perfect and tailored to your needs.
Well, I know JT, one of his main ski partners is Will Asher. The whole syndicate team I know is very involved. I know, Rob, you can speak to this more than I can, but you know they really pull together as a team, take input from everybody, watch each other ski in the R&D sessions, and then when you have somebody like Will who's been designing skis for all these years and you're skiing with him on the daily, that's going to help you dial in your setup. And then having created the binding himself, he's got to be on a pretty optimized setup for his style.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing about Team HO, and that's why I really wanted to join it, and why I'm so happy that I'm involved in all this. I mean, the knowledge is just so deep. You've got JT, I don't know how old he is, and Will, but they just know so much. They've been around the sport for so long, and they're still absolutely ripping up. And the information that's there to be shared is, and I'm so thankful to the whole team for how much of a team it is. I know Radar's similar, so it's good to see. But again, ski looking dialed in.
Well, then you go back a generation and you've got Marcus Brown and you've got Wade Cox and Bob LaPointe. You're getting all those years of experience compiling on top of each other.
Yeah, and I mean for me, I'm 21. I've not known which way around the fin goes in the ski for for a lot of my life. So it's only been the last few years that I've really started to try to get involved. And I mean for me, it's inspiring to see. I don't want to just Will hands me a ski and I ski on it. I want to know why that it works. I want to know the flexes on it. I want to try to figure out all this stuff, and it's inspiring to see these guys. They have so much information, they have so much knowledge, and I think it shows on the water. They're not just turning up and kind of skiing, they're thinking about it, they're figuring out what's going to be best. And I mean John making 38 looked completely effortless here.
Yeah, beautiful pass there for John. And Rob, you're 21 years old. You need to slow down a little bit, buddy. You're coming on strong this year.
Yeah, I mean, this year has just been amazing for me. It's been such a good experience, and hopefully I can learn plenty from it. I wanted a bit more than 3 1s here today. Well, I guess 2 1s and a 0 after my no gate. But again, it's going back home, learning. We'll keep working, and yeah, it's been fun to ski with all the big boys. It's exciting.
And you're not afraid to share your knowledge either. I mean, I've seen some of those YouTube clips and social media posts. So, I mean, we've got to commend you for that.
Thank you.
Spreading the word about slalom skiing and techniques and that kind of stuff.
I enjoy that a lot, kind of trying to share what information I have, and I've learned from people like this. I mean, John, hopefully here's a textbook 39. Let's see.
Well, he's going to have to get onto the podium. Here he comes. There we go. 39.5 off. Didn't have the easiest of round 1. Round 2 was marginally better. And I tell you what, that is his best 39 of the weekend.
Yeah, you're not going to see much better than that. That was just JT, super chill. Interesting thing, if you watch JT's face, it has 2 facial expressions. There's one for when he's turning, there's one for when he's behind the boat. And it's always the same. And it's just, I think that's one of the reasons is he's kind of so cool and calm, is that he's just chill. His face is relaxed. He's enjoying it. I mean, like I say, you're not going to see many better 39s than that. Little bobble at 5, but the pass is done from there. He's just been safe.
All right, and doing some stellar work there out in the slalom course. Not only does he do work on the slalom course, but he actually does work with slalom courses in installing them. He totally redid the slalom course along with Zach Warding and indeed Will Asher for the Masters. So he's someone who's willing to give back to the sport in another fashion as well.
Yeah, I know he's on the AWSA TC committee and gets heavily involved with all the setups. TC's his tournaments there at Travers. And it's world class. That's why they're hosting the World Championships this year.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And that competition will be brought to you exclusively live on TWBC, so watch out for that. Here he comes, 10.25 meters. Needs more than 2.5 to take the lead. Let's see what he's got. Buoy 1. Oh, good strike off number 1. Round number 2, a little bit of a delay there. Long pull into 3. Does he get the 3? Yes, he does.
And that's a solid score right there. I mean, 3, that's just that one more step. That puts a different calculation in everyone's mind. When you're starting to think about turning 3 and going to 4, that's a whole different animal right there.
Yeah. We talked about the lefties at 2-ball, but now you've got the righties at 3-ball. And I mean, I think, is there only Freddie and Will left on the... Oh, Freddie, Will and Dane. You're going to be coming to that 3-ball. There's a lot of thought, so they're going to have to turn it.
All right then, as we see... JT complete his performance on the instant replay. Let's go over to Wade's World.
Here with world champion, Masters champion, Fred Winter at the 7th buoy. Mr. Keith Albright here. This is the way we roll here at the 7th buoy, right? Flat screen TV, TWBC. Pretty good, huh, Freddie?
It's pretty good. Yeah, nice little spot to watch where we got underneath some fans. I can stay cool and just see what people are doing out there and get a feel of what's going on.
You're going to see him real soon. Back to you guys, Tony.
All right, thanks a lot there, Wade Cox, doing the stellar work there as we bring JT back to the dock. Now, we are 4 skiers away from completing this event, and it's hard to figure out. I mean, it's hard to peg this one because, I mean, the last 3 competitors have all gone into 41 off, and that's what these last 4 competitors have at least got to do to at least put themselves on a podium. So who's going to prevail, we wonder?
I'm pretty excited to watch. I mean, they're 3 of the people that Dane's obviously a little younger, a little more less experienced, but I mean, lately he's literally Mr. 39. I'm pretty sure I heard that. I think before this year, I think he had 3 years of 39s in a row without missing one in a professional tournament, which is pretty insane. I mean, it may look easy. The guys kind of make it look easy out there, but it is really not an easy pass. One mistake and you're swimming straight away. So I'm excited to see them all. I have no idea who's going to come. Obviously, cheering for Cousin Will, but
of course.
But no, I'm excited to see the final go down.
Okay, and make sure you get your vote in for Skier of the Day. Skier of the Day. go to waterskibroadcasting.com/play, and the ski of the day will be taking away this growler flask, being brought to you by 2U Healthy Snacks. So that's what we got on offer for skier of the day. Maybe they should all vote en masse for Robert. What do you say?
I'm down for that, if anyone wants to join in. I know there's been some amazing performances today. I personally have to think Jamie Bull was just an absolute legend out there. That's a huge score to have to guard there. And to get forward 39, I mean, I've been training with her a lot lately. She's a beast. I mean, she sure knows how to ski, but big score out there. She's young, and she just absolutely smashed it. So that's probably who's going to get my vote, but I mean, Benny running a...
And not to mention the world under-21 women's slalom record the day before, but here's Benjamin Stadelbauer. He's cleared to go through that opening pass. And let's check in with Wade's World.
Hey guys, here with John Travers. You just put the big score up, 3 at 41. So, how you feeling on that?
Nervous. You know, you got Freddie that ran it yesterday. You got Will that ran 5. Those guys are unbelievable. Watching that Masters last week, running 3 in those conditions. So 3 or 4, 3.5, whatever it was. So here on a perfect man-made lake, these boys are going to throw down, and hopefully it just puts a little bit of pressure on them to see where it goes from there.
Well, he won the event here in 2018, so he knows how to do it. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Wade, and back to us on the desk. Okay, back to us on the desk here. I've got Corey Vaughan here, and we've got Robert Hazelwood, breaking news. He's opting up to 11.
Oh, that's a very John...
Benny. It's Benny.
Oh, it's Benny. I was going to say, that's normally the move you see John Travers make. I'm stuck a skier behind. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's all to do with... I know Freddie talked about it a lot yesterday, and I'm sure it's that end. That tail end, it's how the boat lines up. It all looks a little fast. It all looks a little weird. It's not bad, but it's just uncomfortable if we're not quite used to it. So I'm sure that's the reason why he's confident with his 39. But here goes a 38. It's always a little bit of a shock opting up, but dealing with it well.
Now here's a guy who is comfortable at 11.25 meters and has opted up through it. There we go on A1 with the 0 off, and just like that.
I think the thing that I see with Benny, like I say, ever since I've been about 10 years old, I've probably never missed a webcast. I watch skiing all day, every day, especially when there's live coverage. And especially in the last few years, you see Benny looks a lot calmer. I always thought everything always looked a little bit rushed maybe. But now, I mean, his 39s just look absolutely spot on. I mean, this was a 38, opting up, and it's barely anything. So he's really come on in the last few years. And
So you're saying that he's more like Will and less like Vince?
Probably. I don't think I've seen Vince ski from the boat, though. You can see a lot from the boat. But, I mean, Benny, like I say, he's been around. He won Moomba, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe? So you can see that he looks like he's grown up a lot as a skier, and he just looks smooth. He's starting to kind of...
What you got to say to that?
Yeah, I agree. I think that Benny's just gotten super consistent with his 39s, and then when you know you got that pass... it changes your whole mentality. You go in there, you kind of have one more pass to stay calmer. Of course, like Rob said, one little mistake and you're out of it. It's not easy. But having that confidence is what keeps you running it every time. Now, he doesn't fix his shorts. That's a strange move right there. You got
I never fix the shorts.
That's a terrible move. All right, then. And maybe because the reason why he opted up was because he wanted a more favorable gate direction. Don't forget that. Here we go. This is 10.75. Oh, look at him go. He's round buoy number 4. Oh, look at that load of 4. Good release into 5. Exquisite 6. And that is how you run 10.75 meters. And now 10.25 meters comes up in his favorite direction for the gate.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like there's a huge difference, but that's kind of the gate that we're all used to at that end. I mean, it's easy. You get plenty of running. Everything lines up nice and calm. And I guess at a pass like 41, anything that makes you a little more relaxed. He's obviously confident with opting up. I mean, we saw how he ran the 38. And the 39 from the shorter end, just very little wrong with it. So it'll be exciting. Let's see it.
All right, then. So with 3 buoys, the lead score by Jonathan Travers, that is going to be his target to get onto the podium with 3 skiers remaining. I mean, actually, to take the lead, he needs more than 3. If he gets more than 2.5, that keeps him up the ladder as well. And then, obviously, Cole McCormick with 1 at... Cole McCormick gets 2.5 at 41. Rob Hazelwood, yourself, 1 at 10.25 meters.
Well, and Benny's done it before. The conditions are prime. This is the boat that he's used to skiing behind. He's capable of going to 4 right here. Let's see if he can get the start.
This is what he wants. The boat from this direction. Bright sunshine. Shorts riding a little high, but he's good to go round buoy number 1. Looking to go round number... Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. He set himself up well for number 3, and I do not know what happened there, but maybe you can chime in on that one, Corey.
Yeah, I liked it off of 2. I thought the gate 1 was spectacular, and then when he connected that well off of 2, I thought, oh my goodness, here we go. He might take the whole pass down. Let's get a closer look in slow-mo and see what happened between 2 and 3. I mean, you can't ask for a better one than that at 41, and then when he put it together with the 2-ball, boom, right there, you're going past 3. Ooh. Something a little funny in his release there. He just he didn't quite get the ski freed out from under him. Got a little stuck to the boat. And he knows he wanted more. He's disappointed with 3, which 3's at 41 is a heck of a score, but he knew off of his 2-ball he had a chance to go further.
Yeah, it looked like he maybe got a touch down course out of 2. Like, I mean, it's a beautiful turn. And then I actually looked to the lake to watch it, and it just looked like he got pulled slightly up into 3. He didn't quite hold his direction out. But, I mean, here at 41, you're not going to see much better than that.
And let's check in with Wade's World as we check out Benjamin Stadelbauer with 3 buoys at 10.25 meters. Wade, who do you have?
Wade might be running out of skiers down there.
I was going to say, I think Benny's obviously cheering up too much down there, but Dane's coming in now for, do we know if this is... Yesterday he took the last round at 35, because obviously I would assume the same thing. Yeah, 35, looks effortless.
Yeah, effortless indeed. Not one of our taller skiers in this event, but I tell you what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for in power there, Robert.
That's one thing I do have to say. I stood next to Dane for the first time yesterday, like fully, and actually noticed. He's not that short. He's like the same. He's like 5'11". I always thought for some reason he was like 5'8". I think it's because he skis quite squat. But he makes up for it. I mean, we are shorter compared to Nate, Will, Freddie. But, I mean, yeah, Dane's kind of the master of making the passes look effortless when he runs them. Technique, again, he kind of has his own style like Cole. Not many other people do it like him, but it makes the pass look beautiful, really. So,
and if we're allowed to be biased here and pick favorites, I'm kind of pulling for Dane. He's living not too far from me in Charlotte, North Carolina these days, so we get to ski together every once in a while up there. And heck of a guy. He brought me a vegan Reuben sandwich this morning because he was just thinking of me, which I'm going to chow down on at the conclusion of this broadcast. So that was a kind gesture to be thinking about the old announcer in here while you're getting ready for the finals. So I'm also a bit of an underdog guy, Yeah. I like Will and Freddie a lot, and I know they're going to throw it down, but I'd love to see Dane get through his first 41 today and really make this interesting.
All right. So starting in at 12 meters, the first of our skiers in this final to do that. But I tell you what, not lacking in any experience in that regard. And I tell you what, 11.25 meters under his belt, nicely done. And setting himself up for a 41 off from the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean, Dane, just the one thing I see, like we talked about Cole, with how he'd like to balance out his sides. I mean, there's just so little difference between sides. He really works the line well. I love how he kind of keeps those elbows tucked in, keeps the handle close to his chest off the second wake. And it is tricky when you do that to not kind of let the back shoulder get pulled up. But he does such a good job of keeping his connection and riding the line all the way down. I mean, like we said, he is a slightly shorter guy than a lot of the people on the dock, so he does that perfectly. I mean, it gives him all the width he needs. And, yeah, 38, copycat of his 35, looks beautiful.
He does a great job there, not overloading off the buoy, stays nice and balanced and level as he comes through the finish, and then keeps that nice level position all the way into center. Again, not overloading the line so that he can really trust that ride out the second side and make the most out of that to get a consistent and wide approach into the buoy.
Yeah, I'd say if someone uses the ski angle to the most efficiency, it would have to be Dane. I mean, it looks like he's doing nothing, but it's 38. It's pretty amazing to watch.
And Dane Meckler, who during the week is in the fast-paced world of mergers and acquisitions out of Charlotte in North Carolina. Here he is, 10.75. Oh, takes a horrid number one. Now let's see if he can recover for two. Round number 3. He's really going to have to work. So, oh, look at this. He was flirting with disaster.
He's not going to let that 39 streak go, though. That's, again, look at the poise and the mindset there. It didn't go exactly how he wanted right away from one ball, but he didn't let it rattle him. He did exactly what he had to do at all points to just keep this pass going, accepted going down course at times, accepted when everything wasn't going to be perfect, and just stayed trusting in his own skill and ability to keep the pass alive.
And do you think that 39.5 off pass has earned the vote for skier of the day? Check in with waterskibroadcasting.com/play if, in your opinion, that does it. Robert, take a look at this again.
For someone to run 39 with not to be harsh, but not one good boy. Every single boy, there's a wheelie or an overturn, or it just shows a lot of skill. I mean, there was I personally think that makes the best skier is the people that can run 39 without a good boy. I mean, not many people in the world can do that on any passes, but to be able to keep in it, stay super, super calm. I mean, he was absolutely flying into 4 and 5. I mean, his shoulder's almost in the water. To deal with that speed, make a turn, run the pass, beautiful.
And there's cousin Will on the dock.
Carl Willie.
All right, here's the money pass. He's going to have to get down past the 3 ball. That's the big dividing line right here. Has the one. Oh, too slow at it, 2. Can he get the... No.
No play on 3, and unfortunately not going to be part of that tie for the lead that exists between Jonathan Travers and Benjamin Stadelbauer. And we've got, with 3 skiers remaining, the lead is still 3 at 10.25 meters. So, let's see what we got here with Dane Meckler.
Looked maybe a touch fast on that gate, a little late maybe. From what you see from the lefties, their ones are usually super, super calm, but it looked like he kind of got slingshotted a little bit into that 2, a little faster than he liked, and just couldn't quite get enough to get to that 3 ball close. But I mean, good skiing from Dane. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with the score at the end, I imagine. I'm sure he wanted to get down it a little further than he did, but yeah, it's always a learning experience at these tournaments.
All right, let's have a look at this start once again, Corey, and what can you pick apart on this?
Yeah, well, like Rob said, I mean, it's a big one, but that's a lot of load right off the backside of the buoy there, so you're bringing extra speed to 2, and then you're suffering the consequences right there at the finish. He just didn't have enough line to get support early enough to get him a look at 3. Did everything he could, but it was just going to be a little short right there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I see with 41 from watching kind of a lot of the greats is there's just very little room for error. The only one who, I mean, the 3 people that really make it look effortless, 2 of them are up next, and they can make the mistakes, but you get kind of that little bit late gate, that flying into 1. It's really hard without quite that experience and to stay in it, but I think he did a good job to get that close to 3. I mean, his 2, we'll see the whole ski, good advertisement, but I'm sure.
All right then. So we got Will Asher coming into the course and coming in on 12 meters. Now, is he going to try and ski this easy or hard?
I think he's going to ski it like classic Will Asher, just smooth, super strong. I mean, the thing I see, it was funny actually, my girlfriend sat in the boat for Will for the first time. I mean, she's in, obviously ever, but she's been around him for kind of 3 years. We've been together now, and she literally sat next to me in the boat and said, I now see why he's so good. Because just the effortlessness, how no matter what the hell happens behind the boat, he just always is in the same position.
And as Freddie Winter gets ready to take to the water himself, Corey, anything you see there from Will Asher, the technique that has come to redefine the sport of slalom skiing?
Well, I like what Will said yesterday in his interview after he came off the water and surprised everybody that he didn't take a look at 41. He said he purposely tried to take that 39 a bit lazy because his tendency is to come out there, in a finals with a lot of adrenaline and maybe over-ski. So he wanted to tone it down and see what that is like, because what he's really looking for here is the middle path. And so right there on his opener, starting at 35, you got to bring some intensity because it's not your normal opener of 32 off. But I thought he did a nice job there finding that middle path. And if he can stay with that through the 38, 39, I mean, he's looking to set himself up for the full pass at 41.
And Will Asher's going to be quite busy, at least within the next few hours, because as soon as he leaves here, he is traveling all the way up to Chicago to deal with his wife's residency in a hospital there.
Yes, I'm not sure what the technical name is. I'm awful with my memory. But yeah, she's working off in a hospital in Chicago. She wants to be a surgeon, I believe, a trauma surgeon. So she sure is one smart gal, as you could say. But I mean, Will making that, again, textbook 38, so experienced. I mean, he knows how to ski a pass like that. And I know ever since Will used to turn up at the lake, since I've been a kid, I've always wanted to jump in the boat and watch. I mean, I just love how he skis. It's effortless yet super aggressive. So
I like how he bleeds the speed off going into his gate shot. The effective dispersal of speed and momentum going into the turns is what really makes his slalom skiing so special, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, like Rob, I'm obviously a bit older than Rob, but also a little bit younger than Will, and certainly was not competing at the high level like this as long as Will has. So I was watching him the same way and trying to mimic, a lot of what I saw him doing over the years. I feel like he picked up a lot from watching the greats before him, like Andy, and as that trickled down, he's definitely been a big influence in my skiing as well.
Who's the worst thing that everyone's looking for is that 2-4. I know that's all. Anytime, especially when I was younger, I'd get a good 2. I was like, did that look well? Did that look good? Did I get big spray?
I remember my first collegiate nationals. Will and I overlapped by a year, and I had never seen him ski in person before, and I just watched him turn that 2 ball on the Monza, and I think my jaw dropped. I kind of froze in place, and I can still picture that to this day. Ooh, that's not the 2 that we're talking about, but no cause for concern. There. Here comes a 4 ball there we go.
There we go. That's the shoulder. I mean, I'm sure that's a little more movie than he'd like, but I don't think he's taken the 39 from that end yet, so I'm sure that maybe had something to do with it. But playing around where his feet, finding his balance, he'll be ready to go on 41 and hopefully put on a good show. But nice one. I mean, really super nice there. Yeah, super balanced.
I think he's playing with that middle path. He went for a little lazier 2, and then he had to compensate with a way more aggressive 4. So feeling both sides of the spectrum there, and now he kind of knows exactly what he's going to need for the 2 ball at 41.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 4, like I say, a little heavy, but one thing he does super well is no matter what the hell happens out of 2-4, he really works on kind of keeping that momentum moving out, not getting that back shoulder pulled up like we talked about earlier, and just staying in it, staying calm. And yeah, that was... I'm sure not the 39 he wanted to run, but he's in the water at the end, ready to go for 41.
Yeah, when you look at it, by the time he's at 6 ball, he's actually back to being early again and in full control. There's no slack hit out the exit gate, so it just shows you that even a mistake in there, he did not react to that mistake, didn't overreact, and actually settled the pass back down, and he was in good shape again by 6. If there were 2 more buoys, he could have gone and run those.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing. He's always in it. He's always ready to go, and he's pretty much always ready to go to 6 at 39. But let's hope the same thing here for 41.
All right, then. Attacking that tied lead between Jonathan Travers and Benjamin Stadelbauer. Needing more than 3. Look at this. He gets... Oh, no! Oh, my word! Oh, you don't see that often, and that is going to be a tie for 3rd place right now between himself and Cole McCormick, who'd skied 2.5 at 41.
And I think that's what you kind of say. He knew the score was 3, and kind of from hanging around with Will for we've been skiing together for the last few months, there was no doubt there that he was going to turn it. He had to go for it. He got a good 1, good 2, had to commit into the 3, and I'm sure he'll be watching this, trying to figure out quite what happened. It's not a fall you see every day.
Oh.
But yeah.
It goes back to what you said about the tiny margin for error, because I loved this 1 and 2. When he came off at 2, I thought, okay, here we're going all the way down the pass. And just the razor-thin margin for error. I mean, it's when everything comes into to play. You know, did he feel something different from the boat there at 3 that he didn't expect? Because that approach line's good, and then just doesn't have the line there off the buoy. He's ready to take the load, and it's just not there, and he's out the back.
Watching that again. He's definitely going to be watching that again later, trying to figure out quite what happened. Usually you'd see Will be aggressive, turn that smooth. And even for Will, he's been around pro tournaments for as long as I've been alive, but he's still going to learn something from it. I'm sure he's going to be watching it and trying to figure out quite what went wrong. But, I mean, here's Freddie. I would assume he's gone in at 35 here as well, yeah.
All right. Here's Freddie Winter on 12 meters, looking to go exactly the same direction for 41 as the previous 2 skiers. And looking good with that opening pass on 12 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think whatever portions of the drive to Chicago that Nicole's driving, will be scrubbing back on the webcast to have a look there.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, the one thing about Will is he's going to be back, he's going to be training, he's going to be working hard, and I mean, it's been inspiring for me because I've been kind of skiing with him for the last 2 months now, and he just works so much harder than anyone I know. Like on the water, he's always thinking, he's always trying to find the next best setting, he's always trying to. Everyone looks at Will as just a ski, and he stood on top of it, but he works so hard on his technique, and I know he'll be looking back, trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm sure he'll be back for the next tournament and ready to smash that 3 ball.
All right, then. So here's the situation, and you saw the leaderboard there. Benjamin Stadelbauer in the lead, the tied lead with Jonathan Travers, both with 3 at 41 off 10.25 meters. As we see the shot there of Will Asher, who is currently in a 2-way tie of third, with Cole McCormick, both of those skiers with 2.5 of the standard slalom skiing here, absolutely off the chain. As we now take a look at Freddie Winter, who's gone through 12. This is an attempt at 11.25 meters.
I think the thing that, little kind of slip there on 3, but I'm sure it won't phase him. I think the thing I see with Freddie is, again, like the others, he's kind of carved his own style in a way. It's kind of, you can see he's taken bits from everyone else. But I personally always watch that 135, how he really, if you kind of watch the finish, how his outside shoulder, his right hip, shoulder, and feet all come round. There's no kind of keeping the chest down course. There's no kind of trying to keep everything open. I personally love how he brings everything around, and I think it gains angle without that big lean. There's no kind of big spikes on the boat, but he just brings that ski round. He doesn't wait for it. He brings it round, and he's just off to the races. And a little bobble at 3, but pretty effortless, really.
And the thing I always see with Freddie is that I feel like he's in contact with the boat at as much as anybody. I think the driver's kind of feeling him at all times back there. There's always some pressure on the line. It's very faint at the apex, and then it builds very naturally into center, and it's a very steady release through the edge change. But from gate to gate, that driver can feel him at all moments, and he's a steady anchor for the driver to work against at all points. And that helps because you got 2.
Line control there, very much in play for Freddie Winter.
Yeah, that was a pretty effortless pass. I mean, I would probably say it looked better than his 38. And, I mean, like Corey says, just always in connection with the boat. And I think that's, for me, one of the differences you see between Will and Freddie is Will kind of is a little bit more of a swingy skier. He really kind of releases up on the boat, almost loses the line in a way, a bit more like Mapple style. Whereas, yeah, like you say, Freddie, staying connected, staying on it, and staying relatively smooth through that 39.
Well, you see here, even at 39, he really never overloads the line. If anything, part of Freddie's unique style is that he's figured out a way he can hold his cutting edge a little bit longer than most of the men's skiers, but still stay connected through the edge change and keep that tight line with the boat. Most guys, I would say, are going to load into center, ride that line, take some swing, like you said, And Freddie kind of always touching the boat.
Yeah. All right then, folks, here we go. The 3 words for the win. 10.25 meters. Anything more than 3 will give him the victory. Anything less, and it forces a runoff between Jonathan Travers and Benjamin Stadelbauer. Here we go. Buoy number 1. Little slow roll off number 1. Round buoy number 2. Good to go round number 3. Can he get a piece of... Oh, no! One of those famous Freddie Winter crashes. He thinks he's done it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure watching from... I didn't look at the webcast. I've got 4 ball right opposite me, and I'm pretty sure I saw a piece of 4 there.
That was just target skiing right there. He had no intention to run this pass.
I don't think there was a target. I think there was a panic coming out of 3 and 2. I'm pretty sure he wanted to run it nice and smooth. We all know Freddie. He never lets go of the handle, but I can see here, I imagine there was quite a bit of panic going on there coming into 3. He's got to be confident, got to turn it. Like I say, the safety check that we saw in your video, and then only Freddie can do that and hold on to the handle. That's some impressive stuff right there, I tell you. He makes it look a lot easier than it is. I'm sure Corey can tell you.
Well, that's winning in style right there. I mean, he knew the mark that he had to get, and that 3 ball was not exactly what he wanted. He was definitely having to think there for a moment, but did exactly what he had to do. And we just got the call over the radio. The judges have confirmed the 3.5. Freddie is the winner of the Lake 38 Pro.
And that gives him 16 pro points to add to his already existing total of 84. So congratulations to him. Gives him an even 100 points for his tally so far this season. Our first skier to get over that threshold. And so congratulations there to Freddie Winter, our winner of the Lake 38 Pro Slalom. So we'll take a look at the leaderboard here in just a moment or so, but some great skiing there. Freddie Winter, your winner, ahead of Benjamin Stadelbauer and Jonathan Travers. Benjamin Stadelbauer had the better backup score, so he is in second. Will Asher in 4th place. Better backup score ahead of Cole McCormick. We'll try to get those rankings officially verified, but they're in 6th place. Dane Meckler, Robert Hazelwood was 7th, and Landon Gills in 8th. So I tell you, some great slalom skiing.
I'm not 100% sure because there's been a lot of scores flying around this weekend, but I think if it's working how I think, unless it's seeded in the fact that Benny made it in the first cut and John made it in the second. John's second round score was a 3 at 41, so I don't know whether it means seeding in between the rounds or the biggest score that they got of the weekend. I'm not quite sure. But but I don't know.
So Benny gets sick of hearing that littoral roar after you win, eh? I love the emotion.
It's for you then. You know what? If they don't like hearing it, then I'll have to calm down a little bit. But it's all good. Super happy. I mean, nice 2 in a row in 2 weeks. And funny enough, I won here in 19 right after winning the Masters. Exactly the same crash, exactly the same slide, and 3.
Well, walk still. I heard you say slow 1, slow 2. Then.
It's always hard. It's always a blur. But I remember 1 and 2 I thought were good enough, and I'm like, just don't fall. Just don't fall. I mean, Will's a hell of a skier, and he got a good start and fell at 3. And so, the way our sport works, you end up. He was going for 4, whereas the other guys weren't, and he fell. So he ends up down the pecking order. So you just don't want to be in that spot. It's a shame, and it's kind of the intricacies of the sport. But super happy. Just came into 3, and I'm like, okay, just don't fall. I knew I can pull it.
I heard you say, don't push.
Don't push, and then pull and I went and threw it, and that's kind of, I can get those quarter boys,
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Yeah.
So really happy, and probably a good one to watch back on the webcast, eh?
Yeah, and so hey, who you want to give a shout out to back home?
Well, obviously Mum and Dad. I'm terrible at this, but I mean everyone. There's so many people that are, and it's a big communal journey, and I feel like I've been more lucky than most to have had such a good team. So I mean everyone, and Manon's here with me, and she's been amazing. And even though she's been disappointed with how she skied last weekend and this weekend, I mean, just could have gone a little bit better for her, but she's been right there, and mum and dad on the phone with me this morning to calming me down on the morning stress nerves, you know. Yeah, everyone. So.
No, good stuff, man. Proud of you. It was fun to watch. Hey, back to you guys.
Why, thank you there, Wade. Sterling job all weekend long. Wade Cox there, and also for our analysts, we heard from Matt Reaney earlier on, Corey Vaughan, and also Robert Hazelwood, along with Freddie Winter in his secondary capacity there. There we go, Freddie Winter, your winner, ahead of Benjamin Stadelbauer in second and Jonathan Travers in third. Well done, sterling work from all of those competitors. So the audience prize winner for accurately predicting the men's podium. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? The winner is Michael Rich. Michael Rich, who predicted this, living all the way in Great Britain. Congratulations. You will arrange for that D3 slalom ski to be winging its way. So, Michael Rich, congratulations to you. You've got a D3 ski making its way. We'll get in contact with you and make sure that we get the D3 ski of your choice. So, if you still want to shop for some high-quality swag from waterskibroadcasting.com, you go to waterskibroadcasting.com and /shop. Thank you very much for that. So, the skier of the day, we're going to try and get the results of that very, very soon. So, we'll get the award for skier of the day during the presentation, and the presentation will be coming up very, very soon. But after this commercial break, this is the Lake 38 Pro Slalom competition right here, deep in the heart of Gadsden County, Florida.
What if I told you there was a place where the sounds of nature are only broken by the roar of a boat? Place where that summer feeling lasts all year long. Place where the Florida sun is only outshined by the smiles of the skiers. A place where first-time skiers can ski alongside world champions, and the world-class coaches work with all levels of skiers. What if I told you there was a place where life slows down, and your only job is to make lifelong memories? That place is Swiss Water Ski Resort. Book your trip at SwissWaterSkiResort.com.
Denali. No hype, just science.
Hello, Natalia Bernikava here, multiple world champion, world record holder, introducing the new Edge trick binding. 3D printed plate creates for more control and support on the water. Plus, this binding is very unique because we have two options. Option 1 with toe clamp and heel clamp dedicated specifically for hands. Option 2 with the releasable plate could be used for hands and toes, and the binding suits for all levels. For the upcoming season, it's time to get on edge.
I'm on the move, I'm going up. I'm a man on a mission with no missions, and I'm looking for love. Oh, I'm just looking for love. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. Watch out.
What if I told you there was a place where the sounds of nature are only broken by the roar of a boat, a place where that summer feeling lasts all year long, a place where the Florida sun is only outshined by the smiles of the skiers, a place where first-time skiers can ski alongside world champions and the world-class coaches work with all levels of skiers. What if I told you there was a place where life slows down and your only job is to make lifelong memories? That place is Swiss Water Ski Resort. Book your trip at SwissWaterSkiResort.com.
Denali. No hype, just science.
Hello, Natalia Bernikava here, multiple world champion, world record holder, introducing the new Edge trick binding. 3D printed plate creates for more control and support on the water. Plus, this binding is very unique because we have two options. Option 1 with toe clamp and heel clamp dedicated specifically for hands. Option 2 with the releasable plate could be used for hands and toes, and the binding suits for all levels. For the upcoming season, it's time to get on edge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Lake 38. This is the prize presentation ceremony for our competitors. But before we go into all of that, big shout out, big thanks to all of our officials, starting off with Chief Judge Trish Bird. Let's give it up for her, please. Our homologator, Jerry Jackson. Scorer, Dana Garcia. Our drivers are Chad Hunter and Becky Lathrop. And the judges consisted of Paul Turner, Lewis Alcamo, Skip Dunlap, Landon Gills, Kelvin Kelm, and another of our drivers and organizer for this event is this man over here, Mr. Keith Alberton. Also, a big shout out has to go to our sponsors. Ski with Wade, Jody Fisher, Swiss Water Ski Resort, McClintock Ski School, Digibite, Denali Skis, Travis Ski School, D3, Conley Skis, Edge Bindings, and, of course, Keith Alberton. All right, so before we go into our prize presentations proper, let me give you the results of our women's audience prize winner. It's Terry Lord. Congratulations to you. A Conley ski will be making its way in your general direction. The men's audience prize winner is Michael Rich from England. A D3 slalom ski is heading in your direction. Now, before we go into the prize presentations for the proper events, who won the skier of the day? And with a polling of 42%, drum roll for Chelsea Mills. Good on you, sweetheart. There you go. Great skiing there from Chelsea Mills, and earned 42% of the skier of the day vote. Now, women's slalom in the top 5. In 5th place, Brooke Baldwin. Yeah, whichever one feels comfy. There you go. You go there. There we go. All right, then. So, in 4th place from Australia, Vanessa Veeg. Someone has high aspirations. All right, then. And in 3rd place, Chelsea Mills. In 2nd place, coming to you out of France, it is Manon Costard. And your winner with a score of 4.5 at 10.75 meters, it is Jamie Bow. All right, awesome skiing by each of our competitors in the women's slalom competition. Let's give it up, please, for Brooke Baldwin, Vanessa Veek, Chelsea Mills, Manon Costard, and your champion, Jamie Bow. Right. Looks like the mic doesn't stretch quite long enough, but that probably saved you a bit there. All right, so, Jamie Bull, what do you have to say? Nice pictures taken all. So, Jamie Ball, come on over here. You don't have to necessarily stand up on the podium to be interviewed by me. You know that, don't you? All right, so Jamie, brilliant victory, 4.5, 10.75 meters, and you are on top of the World Water Ski Pro Tour standings. Must be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to take home a win this weekend, and it was really nice to come out here to Lake 38. It's always awesome here, and so it was a good time.
Excellent stuff. Let's give it up for her, please. Jamie Ball, your champion for 2021. All right, here we go. Top 5 men. In 5th place, Cole McCormick. 4th place, Will Asher. 3rd place, Jonathan Travers. 2nd place, Benjamin Stadelbauer. And your winner has been on fire all weekend with a best score of 3.5 at 10.25 meters in the final round. Let's give it up, please, for the one, the only, Freddie Winter. All
right, before I give him this.
Yeah.
When was it? 19? 19. His finals is exactly what he did today. I'm talking about put it out there and slid forever, right? That's awesome.
So give it up, please, for your top 5. Cole McCormick, Will Asher, Jonathan Travers, Ben Stadelbauer, and your champion, Freddie Winter. Ladies and gentlemen, your top 5, and Freddie. Don't walk off too far, because I'm going to talk to you in a minute, mate. So, into 9.75 yesterday, deep into 10.25 today for the win. Must be pretty stoked, and you have achieved a threshold in the Water Ski Pro Tour standings, the first competitor to exceed 100 points.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't realize that. No, very happy. It's been a great week, and there's been so many weeks, months in my ski career where it's not going so well. So I'm really happy to enjoy this, and hopefully continue it through the summer and into the autumn or the fall. Well, I just want to say while I'm here, thank you so much to Keith, Karen, everyone here at Lake 38. It's a phenomenal place, and putting on events like this is not easy, and I know everyone here appreciates it. So thank you so much, and also thank you to the Water Ski Broadcasting Company for doing a great job of bringing more people into the sport, and thank you all. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much there, Freddie, for those kind words, and congratulations to you. Best of luck going forwards. The next event you'll be involved with, San Gervasio Pro Slalom in Italy, which is going to be on around about the first weekend in July. It's not too far away now.
And Cesena before that, Botas ski. So,
of course.
So we'll have a couple of tournaments in Europe, which is super exciting. A little break, Hilltop, Malibu Open, Worlds. We've got a big year ahead, so we've got a lot of skiing left to do this year.
And congratulations, best luck going forward. Freddie Winter, best of fortune there. And that concludes. Don't forget, we've got our next stop of the Water Ski Pro Tour in 2 weeks' time. King of Darkness, right there in Central Florida. Make sure you stay tuned for that and keep an eye on the Water Ski Broadcasting's YouTube present to find out more details on that. Also go to waterskiprotour.com and also to waterskibroadcasting.com for more information on both of those entities. But my name's Tony Lightfoot. It's been great to receive your support for this event. But for now, from deep in the heart of Gadsden, Florida, it is ciao for now.
What if I told you there was a place where the sounds of nature are only broken by the roar of a boat, a place where that summer feeling lasts all year long, a place where the Florida sun is only outshined by the smiles of the skiers, a place where first-time skiers can ski alongside world champions, and the world-class coaches work with all levels of skiers. What if I told you there was a place where life slows down, and your only job is to make lifelong memories? That place is Swiss Water Ski Resort. Book your trip at SwissWaterSkiResort.com.